Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tales of Agius. Happy New Year, everyone. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new stream. I believe we're also based on the previous title from Nate's last stream. I believe this is the first stream on the Dice&Autism channel of the year. So, wow, what a great honor. We get to be the first one, guys.
Man,
Let's
we haven't seen you
not
guys
mess
since
things up.
last year.
All right, so Bishop, you're starting off the session. You take 3d6 psychic damage. If you want to roll that for
Love
me. There is no save. No, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. I hope you have had a wonderful New Year. I hope you're all safe. You had a wonderful Christmas. Got spent some lovely time with your loved ones. We all missed you. We were literally saying right before we went live that we were so excited to be back, and that we've just missed playing. Like, it's felt like longer than 2 weeks. I know it's been only 2 weeks, but it's felt like longer, just with the holidays and everything. Like, you think it would have gone by quicker because it was the holidays, but it actually went longer. But we are here for some more Tales of Agius adventures with the cast and crew. Immediately, there are inspirations going in the chat for everyone. Thank you, Lissa. We love you very, very much.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Lissa. But I think, do we have any announcements off the top? I'm trying to remember if we have announcements. We announce things sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I don't know. I don't think we do. I was thinking, it's because I was thinking January, or like the charity one shots and stuff for in December, but I'm sure there'll be some stuff coming up. But I guess if there's no announcements, then we can dive into the recap. So, last session, last year, the party descended into the caves hidden in the basement of a house in the housing area of the village of Embercrest. They were decided to go cautiously, which was good, as there were some traps set up that the party was able to avoid. Some words were exchanged in Infernal that Bishop believed only Astra could understand, but was not the case.
Understand it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Astra's known for.
Yeah, of course she doesn't. But the party was able to avoid any traps and make their way down to a large open cavern area where they saw more of these masked figures waiting around, kind of keeping guard over their friend Ezra, who was trapped and had been taken the night prior. After trying to make some plots and plans, hang on. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just got a message from someone who I should not have had a message from at this time. Don't worry about it. It's fine. That really threw me off. Anyway, but what was I? Yes, you guys were able to think of. There were many plans that were thrown out there. Some of you thought the all guns blazing route was a good idea. Others were, let's talk to them, let's figure some stuff out. And it kind of ended up being a little kind of, all over the place. Some stealth rolls were made. Veldren decided to take a sneak around the back to try and see if they could free Ezra, whilst the others created a distraction. And that distraction came from the wonderful Astra, who decided to name some titles and announce themselves as a very important member from the gate, this nation's closest thing to a princess, perhaps? But announcing themselves as the child of the Archangel herself, known as Zariel. unfortunately, these peasant folks didn't particularly pick up on many of these famous names and titles and such, as they are very, very small town. But it was certainly enough of a distraction for Veldren to sneak around and find some magic items. Which we will potentially find out what those are soon. But during this distraction, as it continued, Sybil stepped in to assist and also announced themselves as having a relation to a member of the council, and some council names were thrown out, and small town people did not know the names of these people. But yeah, enough of a distraction was made, and some good deception rolls and persuasion rolls you were able to resolve the situation without violence, believing that you were here on behalf of the commander to take Ezra. You got very close. There was some suspicion going for a while, but eventually the group did hand Ezra over to you, and you were able to escape unscathed. However, some of you were not satisfied with that and decided the best option was to collapse the cave behind you as you left. Yeah, so you did that. You decided to collapse the cave and just to keep people trapped down there for a while. You didn't see any other exits, so it doesn't seem like they will be getting out anytime soon. After you resurfaced, you made your way. I believe you went your separate ways for a little bit. Astra and Bishop went back to the barn and had a conversation, which is very wonderful. Veldren, Sybil, and Cell went with Ezra to the Abbey. Actually, Veldren, I don't think you did. No, you went with Aridia, didn't you? You did. You went with Aridia. Never mind. So Sybil, Cell, and Ezra went to the Abbey, and as conversations were taking place, there were talks of having some sort of burial rite for their lost friend Axel, the Dragonborn. During these conversations, it was picked up on that Cell felt particularly uncomfortable around one of the siblings for some reason. One of the twins. You couldn't find out quite why. You did try to ask about it, and were able to learn perhaps a little bit more about her condition. Cell telling you that she is what is known as a banshee. And then yeah. And then Aridia and Veldren, you two went back to the tavern, I believe. And Jay, you're making face. I'm trying to remember what you guys did. It's been a busy 2 weeks.
Wouldn't you like to know?
We went back to the inn and Veldren wanted to see if the innkeeper Hazel had known about what was happening, and just to get some more information.
That was it. Yes, you went to gather some information from Hazel, and she expressed that she knew it was happening, but was more just complacent in it happening rather than engaging directly, which some of you believe to be just as bad. But yeah, the group reconvened, and were able to have some burial rites for Axel, who is buried in the graveyard at the Abbey itself. And then you all made your way back to the barn and the farmhouse in time for nightfall, to try and assist the siblings in dealing with the situation at hand. Let me scroll through my notes. As expected, Aridia waited and heard the telltale sounds of Frankie starting to go through some changes. His sister Lisa taking him outside where the rest of the party was waiting into the barn, and as you were all kind of keeping watch, trying to make sure that nothing went astray, as Lisa had said, I can handle this. I've done this before. Everything should be okay. There were signs of things not going as they normally would as Lisa began to panic. Aridia stepping inside and hearing the sounds of Lisa struggling to find the manacles that were used to suppress Frankie's transformation. And as Aridia, you looked where you know they were meant to be, and they were gone, cut away from the wall. And we ended the session with you witnessing this scene. Lisa crawling around in the hay, trying to find them, and Frankie making his full transformation into a werewolf, letting out a howl. So, with that, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative. For the rest of you, you are currently outside. So you have not seen anything yet. Aridia is the only one that is seeing this currently.
But we can hear it, right?
You heard what sounded like a panicked Lisa. Aridia went inside first, and then there was a wolf howl coming from inside the barn, which did not sound human. So yeah, you know something's going on in there.
Yeah.
But you do not see anything currently. Okay, so initiatives. Sybil.
16.
16. Wonderful. Veldren.
7.
7. Nice.
Mark your bingo cards, everybody.
2 plus 5.
Incredible. Aridia.
Nat 20 for 22.
Ooh, very good. Very good.
We'll need it.
Hey, Aridia with that nat 20 first roll 2025. Let's go. Incredible. Astra.
18.
18. Very good. And then last but not least, Bishop.
A 19 for a 22.
I hated you.
Nice. Who has the higher dex out of you and Aridia?
Plus
14?
3. 16.
16. Okay. I will bump you up to 23 then. Okay. Very, very good. Incredible. And then here's the roll. Okay. Cool. Okay, so with that then, yeah, you guys roll pretty well there. With that, yeah, you all hear this wolf howl inside. Already you take this moment to take in the scene, but it is Bishop who is the first to react, perhaps knowing that his sibling might be in danger, and hearing this sound, and perhaps hearing with your with your hearing, perhaps picking up on more than just the telltale wolf howl. Yeah, you are the first to react. What would you like to do as you are just outside this barn door?
I got them ghost elf ears from when I was an elf.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got like a ghost limb.
Aren't your ears still there?
No. I look cool, man.
Wild.
I know. I'm just a regular human guy.
Just a little guy. I mean, you know, don't question it. You know,
Question everything.
Don't question it. It's weird undead stuff. I'm going to.
yeah, Radio. You're not the only one that lost.
Yeah, you're not the only one that lost ears. Damn.
All right, Bishop. What would you like to do?
First things first, I'm gonna draw my sword
Okay.
and burst in the door because I heard something that sounds dangerous.
Okay, yeah, you burst in. It'll probably, if you're trying to make your way towards the source of the sound, it probably would be your full 30 foot of movement to get to the bay doors where you can see Aridia is looking in. If that's what you would like to do.
Okay, I had moved in at the end of the session, so I would be inside a little bit.
Yeah, but you can see where Aridia is, and you know where the manacles are, so you would be able to get to about the bay doors, and you see this scene. You see Lisa on the ground. You see what you assume used to be Frankie, and Aridia kind of like looking between the two, kind of taking a moment to decide what to do in this moment. But you are now there as your full movement. It looks like anything could happen at any moment. So, what would you like to do in this split-second moment?
Seeing as she's like looking for the manacles and not finding them, can I like connect the dots that Abraham probably took them out?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll on that. You think back to when, again, your fun little interrogation where you asked him about the manacles and he said, I don't know anything about any manacles.
Yep.
You can connect the dots
that
that might have been what caused this to happen.
I was afraid of that. I was gonna look to Aridia. Is this normal, or are we doing something about it?
I probably honestly don't have my bag with me. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I ran out of the house after them. We need to buy someone time to go get the manacles. I have a set in my bag. Or I'm going to try and grapple him.
Wait. Let me try a thing. I might be able to scale him, and I'm going to let the ooze out and overtake me, and take my form of dread.
Incredible. All right, you take on your form of dread. Yeah, you have your oozy transformation. The spikes come out. Yeah. So that is, remind me how that works in terms of it's a wisdom save, right? Also, who does it affect?
Getting to that right now. Where is it, motherfucker? Okay. Once each turn, if I hit a creature. Okay, so I'm just taking the form, and it's when I can hit him.
Okay.
But it doesn't say what with, so I'm gonna try and slow him down and hit him with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, go for that Eldritch Blast. Yeah, you take on your oozy form, you bring up a hand, and then you blast.
That is it's been too long. I hate this. That is a dirty, nasty, and slutty 20.
That absolutely hits. Roll Damagio.
Damage is... Ooh, yes. Perfect. 7.
7 damage.
Yep, I rolled a
Very
2
nice.
on the d10. And because of invocations, his speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Oh, very good. Very good to know. Very good to know.
And it is a DC 15 wisdom save.
DC Wisdom 15. Okay. All right. Yes, good hit him. That is a 17, unfortunately.
Okay.
So you see this kind of fear effect start to take hold. You see it kind of looks towards you, kind of glaze over the eyes as you hit it, kind of looks at you, and then seems to just shakes it off as it does not seem afraid of you.
You seem tougher than that. There's always next time.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
Amazing. Next up then is Aridia. Oh wait, no. Yes, it is Aridia.
Say, excuse you.
Straight after your sibling.
I mean, that tracks. To be completely fair.
Mhm.
I was always faster than you.
Yeah. I'm in it for the long haul. You can get away for a little while.
Mhm.
I honestly, I'm just gonna dart forward and full on just try and tackle him to the ground.
You're just gonna try and grapple him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, make me that would be athletics. Make me an athletics check.
Oh, the dice is like fully gone.
Ruh-roh.
Yeet. Athletics.
Roll high.
24.
24. Yeah, you just run up to this werewolf, this like 8-foot tall werewolf, and just give it the biggest bear hug. And yeah, you do successfully grapple as a 7 does not beat that.
Perfect. And
Haven't
just
been
holding on as tight as I can, I just yell, "Get the manacles!" That's it.
Okay.
It's gonna be my turn. I'm just gonna hold
That's
him.
your turn. Okay, good turn. Hey, speed 0, correct?
Correct.
Wonderful, amazing. And they can try and break the grapple as an action on their turn.
Correct. Speed 0. It can't benefit from a bonus to speed. It ends if I'm incapacitated. It also ends if something separates us, like the Thunderwave spell. Yeah, they can take
Okay.
their action to try and break the grapple.
Incredible. All right,
And-
amazing.
B, just for your knowledge, the 10 feet thing lasts until the end of my next turn.
Okay, yes. The speed is currently 0, so... but yes, good to know. End of your next turn. Okay, amazing. Next up then, I believe it is Astra. Astra, you're up.
Did Aridia say where the manacles are, or?
Nope. Just get the manacles.
Astra's gonna poke her head in the barn and be like, "From where?"
Is that in my bag? In my room?
In your
Okay. Astra's gonna use her full movement and dash.
Okay, so you're gonna dash 60 feet?
I know you're the fast one, but
This is Astra's
No
choice.
metagame.
Astra,
No
what are you
metagame.
doing?
Astra's
metagame.
running in heels, guys. So she's faster.
Yeah, there are heels of speed. Didn't you know?
Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
knows that.
So you got your heels of speed. So your movement's 120 feet, right? That's your yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you dash. That's 240. Yeah, okay, yeah. Your movement's 30, right? So your dashing's
Yes.
60. Okay, yeah, you were able to dash 60 feet. That would probably get you kind of just inside the door of the house. You're able to just open the door. You see the stairwell in front of you. But yeah, you have made it back to the house as you dash quickly.
I had like the split-second mind to like wild shape into like an actual animal so I could go faster, and I'm like, I'm not that kind of druid.
That's yeah,
Love
yeah.
that.
So valid.
Valid. But that is going to be your turn, yes, Aridia? Oh, Aridia? Astra? Too many A names. Okay. Alright. So next up then, Sybil.
Okay, so we've all heard all this, so I'm just gonna look over at Veldren because I don't know what to do. So I'm like,
I will go. I'll go help. Astra. I almost said already.
Too many
I'll go
A
help
names.
Astra search the house because I do not know exactly which room it is. And my weapons will be useless. In this fight.
Oh, okay. Well, let me try this. Gosh, sorry. And I'm going to cast Longstrider on Veldren. So that Veldren gets an
Damn.
additional 10
And
feet,
To a speed.
and I failed my spell roll.
Oh, you failed.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3?
I rolled a 3.
Okay. So the spell does go off. You go and you reach out a hand and you go to cast Longstrider, but as you do, you notice on your wrist that gem pulses and it's late. It's like midnight. You were tired anyway. Suddenly it's like you've been awake for days as you take a level of exhaustion. And it resets.
Okay.
But the spell does go off. Veldren,
Okay.
you see Sybil kind of reach out a hand. You feel that effect take hold, but it just seems to just completely take it out of her. She just almost looks like she's gonna fall over. But yeah. Anything else for you, Sybil?
No, I'm gonna start going over towards the barn because I know I can help there. So I'll go into that with everyone.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you're taking your movement to go the 30 feet inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You gotta remember me. First level exhaustion is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, right?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Disadvantage on ability checks. Yes, that's the second one, I think. Oh, no, that's the third. Never mind, I just double checked it. The second level is half speed. I just double checked it. I have to remember. I'm like, I forget this is a thing. Okay. Incredible. Yes. So you make your way in, and you see Bishop kind of readying with her sword in there. Very freaky looking form. You would not want to face off against this being if you're very lucky the Bishop is your ally. But you were able to kind of slide in next to him, and you just see Aridia in a wrestling match with a 8-foot tall wolfman. And you see no sign of Frankie. But yeah. And at that moment, it is now the werewolf's turn. A lot of you went before him, but it's his turn now. As Frankie, just you've grappled him, Aridia. He does not seem to like that. He is going to attack you. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
We're behind closed doors, correct?
let's
Like
see.
I can't see into the barn right now, right?
No.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
It does. Okay, I'm gonna roll both of these. Okay. Yep. That's that, and then that one's a 19. So both of those hit you. So
Yeah.
you got a claw attack and a bite attack coming your way. So yeah, you're just like you're grappling this thing, and you just see just as you're kind of like grabbing him around the waist, you have this moment of realization where you're like, "Uh-oh, I didn't get the arms. Uh-oh." As these claws just come down and just strike you. That is going to be some damage coming your way. That is yes, I fall. That is 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
6 slashing damage, and then after that, as you're kind of shaking it off, he opens his large maw and just like bites into your shoulder.
Nice.
Ow. Where is my D8? There it is. Okay. That's 10 piercing damage as it like he bites deep
Cool.
into your shoulder as you feel a cold feeling start to settle over you. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, Aridia.
You have inspiration, don't forget.
Yeah. 18?
18. You feel that coldness seep into your shoulder. Just you feel something kind of start to kind of settle like as the teeth the teeth kind of come out, almost feels like he still hasn't let go. You feel this moment, but then you feel your magic kind of whatever it is just repulses this out of your body. Whatever that was not good. You do not want to get bit by this thing again, but you feel as okay as someone who just had a big chomp taken out of their shoulder would feel. But you do not feel that lingering cold anymore as you passed your con save. So that's good. But that is going to be everything. If they attack you like that, you don't have to try and keep the grapple, do you? You just still have it, right?
No, yeah, because he uses action to attack and not to break the grapple.
So still grappled, but that is his turn. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, we come to the speedy boy himself.
High Dex character, guys. High Dex.
I can't believe you, as the high Dex character, rolled the lowest.
It's me.
I do.
It's me. Veldren is going to, after hearing the call out from Aridia and seeing Astra head over, be. Also, do I know anything about werewolves? Like, in mythology, whether it's true or untrue, or like, have I heard any stories about werewolves before?
You can make me a history check.
Okay. 18.
18? Yes. You have heard, werewolves, you hear stories about the people who most people most people know what a werewolf is. It's originated in kind of fantasy, like stories and stuff like that, of like a man turning into a wolf, and when the full moon comes out, that sort of, everyone's kind of heard that. The deeper mythos and the reality behind the curse of lycanthropy, is quite serious. It is known to basically, it turns you into one of these creatures where you have these uncontrollable transformations that turn you aggressive and turn you into this kind of monstrous form. You would know, kind of going off what you said before, you kind of think back and you're like, yes, my weapons would not hurt this thing, as you know that you would know with your 18 that only silvered weapons can damage this thing.
I am the most useless person in this fight. So I am going to look to the house where Astra is headed to and bolt forward, use action and my movement to go 80 feet forward, quickly stop by Astra. Do you know which one is the room? Where she stays in?
Upstairs. Not this big. The one with the stars on is mine. The other one is... Okay?
Perfect, you're wonderful. And I will use my bonus action cunning action to bonus action dash up the stairs another 40 feet as well.
Okay, so what's the total movement for you?
120 feet.
20 feet. Yeah, you anime dash your way through, just slip past Astra at the front door, and you make your way up the stairs. You are able to get into the room. You take a quick look around, and you do see the bag that was mentioned to you.
Yeah, I'll grab the bag. Is there a window?
There is.
How much movement have I used?
Pretty much all of it.
Okay. I'll basically take the bag.
I would say you have enough. If you're going to do what I think you're going to do.
No, if I haven't, I'll just go back down the stairs and hand the bag to Astra with the last
with that,
of my movement.
You wouldn't be able to get that far. You'd be able to get maybe back to the doorway with the bag so that Astra could see you at the top of the stairs, got the bag, but that is your movement and your bonus action.
And action to move 120.
Oh, and action? Okay.
Can I kind of toss the bag down the stairs? to get it
I'm
closer
gonna
to
say
Astra?
you've moved a
Yeah.
lot with this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say that like you were able to go bag, and you've kind of got it in this moment. I'd say you wouldn't be able to toss it. You also don't know what's in this bag.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
ooh, I don't want to ruin Aridia's shit. That could be dangerous.
Well,
You do
I
notice it
basically
is quite heavy.
everything's
Like it's
heavy
a
to me.
hefty bag as well. Like that's another
Everything's
reason you're
heavy
like,
to
oh, I can't
me.
throw it. Especially for you, you're like that's probably another reason you can't throw it in this moment. You're like, oh, you're having to like almost like this is like a shoulder bag, like a satchel bag for someone like Aridia. You're like carrying this thing under your arm like it's a fucking bundle of like logs. Your teeny little arms cannot quite handle
I'm
this.
holding it out to Astra, like being at the top of the stairs, like I can't go any further. Take it, please. It's so heavy.
But yes, that is going to be your turn.
Careful, it's very, very heavy.
All right, and then
Meanwhile,
with that we
Astra.
go. Oh, yep. And then with that we go back up to the top of the round, back to Bishop. Bishop, you see this thing. Aridia is in this wrestling match with this with this werewolf, but it is fighting dirty as these claws kind of strike her across one shoulder, and then you see it reach down and take this deep bite into her shoulder. That's your sister. They're attacking right there. What are you gonna do in this moment?
I'm fine.
Well-
Don't hurt him.
Well, if he's gonna play dirty, then so am I.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
cast Hex.
Okay. Casting Hex.
And I'm gonna give him disadvantage on Strength.
Very good. Very smart. Good job. Good job. Yes. So
And then I'm going to, for my action, I'm gonna use my movement to get flanking with Aridia.
very good.
And I'm gonna take my the way I actually envision it is I get behind him and I put that clawed hand on him and kind of like dig it in a little bit, and the ooze kind of seeps in and kind of constricts him a bit for his strength. And then I'm gonna use my action and I'm just gonna take a swing at him with my sword hand.
Okay. Yes. You take that swing. Roll to hit.
Advantage because flanking?
Yes. Very smart.
Okay. Not the best. 18 to hit?
18 does hit. Yes. I double check. Yes. 18 does hit.
Cool. I need
And Bishop, your weapon is magical, correct?
is magical.
It is. Okay.
Where's the other D4? Where's my bishop D4? Or D6? Okay, so that's a D6 for the sword and a D6 for the hex.
Very nice.
Great, love that. So that's 8 points of slashing.
8
and
points
1
of slashing.
and 1 point of necrotic.
Okay, let me double check. Yep. Okay. So I wasn't sure if the necrotic would go through. It does, but yes, you were able to land that heavy hit. Your sword making purchase on this creature. At first, it almost seems like it wouldn't be phased, but then there's kind of almost like that like aftershock moment where the magic takes hold, and it does seem to kind of just take the brunt of the hit as it kind of just.
I'm just gonna speak to him from behind him. It's like,
yeah,
you have more than one target. You can't leave one ignored.
Okay.
And
everything for your turn? Okay. Amazing. Next up, Aridia. You're still grappling this thing?
I am not letting go. I'm gonna take like a super deep breath. Bonus action, second wind.
Okay. Very good.
You know,
very good.
It's a smart choice, I feel.
Yeah.
What is it? +1. I can do basic math. I mean, I guess I'm grappling them. Can I just like
You can attack, yeah.
he's just a baby.
Just punch him in the face.
You could do that. That's up to you.
It feels so mean.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
I'm just gonna try and like so I imagine I'm grappling from like behind, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna try and kick him really hard in the back of the knee. So if he does break
Okay.
the grapple, he has a hard time running.
Okay. So you're just making an unarmed strike, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Roll to hit.
I feel so bad. $22 to hit.
I see that definitely hits. You hit him right in the back of the leg,
5 points of bludgeoning.
forcing him to a knee. 5 points of bludgeoning damage. You
Take a
so
bath.
you do that thing, like this is a maneuver you've pulled before. You go and like you've done this many times. You just have this grapple. You've done this before where you just like take someone down. You're trying to force them to their knees, so that you have that. You kick directly in the back of the leg, right where like the soft point should be, and you kick it, and it's like kicking raw iron as it just does not move. It is immune to non-magical bludgeoning damage.
Hey man, I'm magical. I'm Veldren.
Your foot isn't. Your shoe is not made of magic. Sorry.
Until I cast something on it. Okay, cool. That's my turn. I'm just holding on.
Okay. Tom, I see a thing from you.
So sorry, I did forget a thing during my turn. Because I hit him, I need another wisdom save.
Oh, yes. Wisdom save. Yes. That is a 13.
He's scared of me.
A fraud, so he can't move closer to you, correct?
Mm-hmm. Can't move
And
close to
he's
me, and I believe attacks on me are at disadvantage.
Attacks with while you're in line of sight have disadvantage just in general.
Nice. In general. Okay, that's good to know.
And I'm
Good
right on his
to
ass.
know. Very, very good to know. Okay, amazing.
APJ.
Very, very good. Was there anything else for you, Aridia? Bonus action? Anything? No? Okay.
I bonused first.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You
Yep.
did.
So we're good.
You did. Okay, next up then is Astra. Astra, you see Veldren at the top of the stairs holding the bag aloft, looking like he wants to throw it down the stairs, and it's almost like if he would throw it, he would throw himself down the stairs as well. But he's like, take it from me.
Oh, thanks. She'll grab it.
Yeah, you make your way up the stairs, grab it, run down, head out, and I will say, just for the sake of just whatever, if you dash, you would be able to make it back to the doorway of the barn.
I
Or
bet.
if you'd
Yeah,
like to do
she's
anything else, you can.
fully dashing. She's just going.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you dash and you make it back to the kind of doorway of the barn, kind of able to just poke your head around the door as you kind of hear a commotion going on inside. People yelling, the sounds of snarls from some sort of beast. Yeah, you hear it coming from the far end. But that is your turn.
Yeah, I'm like,
next
if
up-
I had the extra action or whatever, I would root for the manacles. But that's a next round thing, I guess.
Mhm. All right. Next up then is Sybil.
Okay, all right.
So you just Astra seems to be moving so fast, dude. You're just like, whoa, I need a minute. As Astra just comes running back past you and kind of pokes into the barn, and then you're like, oh shit, like still recovering from that spell.
Okay. Sybil's really confused by everything that's happening right now.
Mhm.
And so she's gonna help where she thinks she can, which is team distract and hold. That's- I'm gonna use my last spell.
Oh.
So I'm gonna throw a second level witch bolt.
So you move in to the barn, make your movement in there. You 30 you're gonna use a second level witch bolt, yeah?
Yeah, that's all I have left.
Okay. Incredible. Roll to hit, my friend.
Let me 19.
19 does hit. Roll damage. It's magical.
10 lightning damage.
10 lightning damage. That is pretty big. Yes, very good. Very, very good. Yes. You you do that. And you cast that spell. And Sybil, as you use your last spell slot, would you like to describe for me what happens?
It's kind of similar to like what happens sometimes when she casts a spell and uses too much magic, but it just goes a little bit further. So there's she conjures up the last bit of her magic while she's already exhausted. And she sways for a moment and falls to the ground unconscious.
Sybil is unconscious. Not dying.
No,
But
she's not at
unconscious.
0. She's
Yes, she still has all of her HP,
Yeah.
but is effectively
Out of
is unconscious.
What do you mean?
I'm out of the fight.
What do you mean?
The bracelets glowed very bright, and any magic that she was conjuring gone.
Yeah, you see, like anyone looking at her would see those runes that you've seen before glow. No,
No, Jay's saying mine included Longstrider's not.
Well, no, your concentration. Oh, it's not concentration. Never mind.
oh, sorry, no concentration. But yeah, you see the glow of these runes. This witch bolt goes out, and then you just see it all immediately just evaporates. You see again the bracelets almost like glow with a light, and just Sybil just drops like a stone to the floor. Just unconscious. That's the end of your turn, Sybil. And then next up is the werewolf. Cool. Alright.
Bite me, I dare
Speed
you.
is currently 0. But it is currently being flanked by Bishop and Aridia. It does need to try and get away from Bishop, and you are stopping it from doing that. So it is going to attack you again, I'm afraid, Aridia. It is going to
Disadvantage.
at disadvantage, but it is going to try and hit you with both of its attacks again. So you've got a claw and a bite coming your way. Okay, first one. So the claw is a 9. A 9.
Misses.
That misses. Man, this disadvantage is okay. That's a disadvantage. Okay. Does a 15 still hit you? Bite. Miss. So glad that's disadvantage because that first roll for the bite was a natural 20. Which would have been very bad. But both of those miss you. Just doesn't seem to be able to get purchased. Almost like it's more desperation trying to get away from Bishop than it is from you. But yeah, you were able to hold on as it is unable to move still. But yeah, you are still barely able to hold on for dear life to this thing. And then last but certainly not least, we come again to Veldren. Veldren, you're at the top of the stairs. Astra is gone. What are you doing?
I would like to action and then bonus action dash to get to the farm
doorway?
or to get to the
Yep,
barn.
You get to the
and
barn
everything.
doorway, yep.
I look in and I see Sybil on the ground. I go,
Yes, you
"What
look.
happened?"
Sybil is out. Sybil is on the ground.
I was gone for 10 seconds. What happened?
Little busy at the moment.
Is the bracelet glowing? So
Not anymore.
okay.
So,
Um,
actually, maybe investigation check. If you're specifically looking for that.
Is that 18? Yes, 18.
18?
Yes.
You do see the remnants of it starting to just like, you just see wisps as it fades away, as it literally, as you pop your head around the corner just quick enough to see it just fade.
I'm going to stop by and make sure that she's still breathing. Is she still alive? Make sure she's still alive.
Okay. So are you taking your action to make a medicine check?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Yeah, you rush over to Sybil, you
Just
kind
to
of
make
like
sure.
pull her into your arms, you check for vitals, everything like that. Make me a medicine check.
That is going to be a 12.
12. She is not dying. There is,
Okay.
you kind of like, you put your ear to her mouth, you feel breathing, you check. There is a weak pulse, but it is there.
Mhm.
You kind of look her over. There doesn't seem to be any visible wounds, which is strange because you at first you thought maybe she'd been attacked and just been like, one and done, wiped out by this thing, but she's
Yeah.
physically okay, it seems. She just seems very drained.
Yeah.
If
I have,
yeah, she is just unconscious in your arms at this point as you have used your movement.
Yeah, if I have any movement left, even if it's like only 5 feet, I will just kind of drag Sybil back away from the fight.
So you get up to 120 feet?
Well, I used my
use your action, yeah.
I used my
So
bonus
movement
with my
bonus.
bonus action and movement. It's 80 feet,
Okay. Yes.
which I had to
will
get
say at
back
this
from
point,
the house to the thing.
I would say at this point, especially with the medicine check, in those 6 seconds, you do not have any more movement, I'm afraid.
Understandable.
So you can see what is happening. You can see the two siblings are fighting.
Am I within 60 feet of the werewolf?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. You're within about 10 feet of it.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I like
This is
that.
a small pen. You guys are not good right now. That is you. As we head back to the top of the round again, up to Bishop.
So
And then Aridia, you are on deck.
I did just see Sybil just go.
I would call out that she's alive.
Veldren.
I would call out that she's alive. I'd be like, she's like, yeah.
Yeah. You see her go down after that spell.
And I think Veldren would probably not having any movement left is probably like standing over Sybil, dagger out, or rapier out. Like, oh.
Gotcha. Give me 1 second as I mark my bingo card.
Christ.
Love you, Jasper. Thank you. I'm going to. Don't really have much for bonus actions. So I'm going to. He keeps hitting my sister, so I'm going to keep hitting him.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and take my arm that is a sword, and I'm going to try and stab it into like the shoulder blade that he keeps swinging with to kind of take that one out.
Okay, yeah, trying to attack the arm.
Yes.
Okay, make me that attack roll then, my friend.
That is a 19.
19 hits. Roll DiMaggio.
DiMaggio, rolling Joe DiMaggio. That's actually good. Okay. 8 points of slashing.
8 points of slashing, okay.
And 5 points of necrotic.
8 and 5. Yeah, you see as you do that, you you're able to hit your mark. You're able to kind of stab into the arm, kind of just like wails in pain. But as you do so, you kind of hear this. It's half this bestial snarl, and then you also, but in the voice, you also almost hear another voice layered inside it as you hear the voice of Frankie call out in pain. You hear both kind of overlaid, as you remember that this is still the person in this transformed form.
I'm gonna.
And then you just hear Elisa just call out. It's like, no, don't hurt him. You have to please.
As I do the attack, I'm just gonna speak in his ear. Focus on me. I can take it. Everyone will be fine.
He kind of just like tries to like pull away from you, but you do hear this kind of like panicked kind of you hear like the wolf does seem like it is a wounded animal, but then you also hear kind of just like panic in the voice. I will say that the werewolf is bloodied.
It's gonna
some stuff happens.
just keep saying it over and over again. Just focus on me.
Don't worry about
Focus
it.
on me.
Listen, it's fine. I love changing stat blocks. It's fun. Don't worry about it.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You have a grappled. It's fine. Cool. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh,
Wisdom saving throw for frightened. Wisdom saving throw for frightened.
Oh. Yes.
Otherwise, it goes at the end of the turn.
Yes. Wisdom saving throw. That is a 15.
Beats it.
It is no longer afraid of you.
Which is, you know what? Which could be a good thing, because I was like trying to be encouraging and helpful. We don't want him afraid of me.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Amazing. Sick. Love that. Amazing. Next up we have Aridia.
I don't want to hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna really hurt.
And then Astra, you are up next after this, so be thinking about what you want to do.
I still keeping hold, I kind of bring my one leg up towards my hand, and I will take one of my daggers out of my boot, and with the butt of my dagger, not realizing I'm doing it, I will use Divine Favor.
Okay.
And
What does
that same
do?
pulse of that darker green energy will kind of pulse from like the center of my chest down my arm and coat my weapon. My weapon is now magical. And
Incredible.
Deal additional radiant damage when I hit every time for the next minute.
Okay, very good.
So still grappled. I'm just gonna try and hit him on the back of the head. Non-lethal with the butt of the dagger.
Non-lethal. Okay, yeah, make me that attack roll.
Yeah, flanking.
Yes.
Natural
Natural
God.
20. Okay.
What are the siblings?
So
I
max
feel so
max out the damage, and then roll again.
I don't want to hurt him.
It's non-lethal. It's fine.
Is that
I feel
would max?
so
Is the
bad.
radiant a dice roll, or is it just a set amount?
It's a dice roll.
Okay, so that's maxed out as well.
Okay. Do you want the damage as separate, radiant and
No,
bludgeoning?
put them all together.
15 points of damage total.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Incredible. Very good. Yeah, you take a very convincing bonk to the back of the head, and it's almost like you're hitting them with a flashlight as the like there's just this burst of light of the radiant damage. You just hear again. You hear his voice, kind of almost like more of it's coming through now. Just the, but it is still up.
Yeah, and then I just go back to like grappling, still holding my dagger in one hand.
Okay, that's your turn. All right, Astra, you are here. You are.
Yes, I have the bag. I'm rooting through it to find the manacles, and she is complaining in Celestial the entire time, going, "What is this, a fucking bag of bricks? Why is it so heavy?" In Celestial, like.
Okay. Make me make me an investigation check, then, my friend.
They can't be too hard to find. I'll be completely honest. It's manacles.
Oh no, there's something else in there.
They're not.
You
I
know.
guarantee they're not going to find it. I will message
They
you.
might.
16.
16?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna double check this message first.
She's also like only looking for the manacles. Like she's not rooting for.
I know.
Okay.
Fancy box. That's normal for Astra to see. Oh, it's just
What jewelry box? So
Aridia
never
pretty.
clarified that it wasn't.
Aridia
Where is
has
it?
like just some jewelry.
I'm like, we did it. The last time I was asked about where it was. I did like 2 sessions ago.
Remind me where it is.
On my person, I have the pouch that it sits in on my waist on the back.
Right. Okay. Did
It
you
is on me
did you
currently.
specifically clarify that?
When it was asked where it was 2 sessions ago. It's
Okay.
been a month.
Right. Okay. Yes. So
Not
I wanted to
that
double
big,
check.
is what I'm
I wanted to double
saying.
check. I wanted to double check because that is important where it is.
Yup.
Okay.
It is. It's always on me or it's someplace
Okay.
else.
Lissa
Yes.
confirmed.
Okay. Thank you, Lissa.
Oh,
Appreciate
Lissa.
that. Sorry,
Thank you,
I wanted to make
Lissa.
sure. Listen, I wanted to be fair. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, Astra, you do find those manacles. Yes, you pull them out of your bag. That doesn't cost your action or anything. That was just to find, and that was a free thing. But you now have the manacles in your possession.
Okay. She's gonna. I'm scared to get close to the werewolf. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say you see Veldren holding Sybil, who is eyes closed, laying kind of in Veldren's arms. He's like holding her. You don't know what's happened there, but yeah, you see Aridia's pretty hurt. Is still grappling onto this giant werewolf creature. You've never seen anything like this before. This thing's 8 foot tall, wolf man on 2 legs, snarling face. You do kind of similar to everyone else. You hear this kind of, you would have heard like, I mean, you've seen like wolves before, and like you know what their tendencies are, and you kind of hear the kind of sounds you'd expect, but then you do also hear that layered voice of Frankie, definitely confirming that this is him.
Astra. We'll try to put the manacles on Frankie.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to make me a sleight of hand check, because you're trying to kind of. It's not so much that you're trying to like grab him and like do that. It's like you're trying to kind of slip in and kind of put them on. So I will say that is sleight of hand.
21.
21. You expertly, you wait for your moment. Astra's kind of wrestling this thing. You take your moment and you dash forward and you
Anime protagonist.
Sure. You just dash in, speed past, click the manacle onto one arm, kind of swings it around, and then the one that's kind of almost like hanging limply from the stabbing it took from Bishop, you're able to just pull it and just grip it to the other one, and you manacle it. It is now restrained. Good job.
I did the thing.
You did
And
the
she
thing.
like takes a step back after she like handcuffs him. Just,
Take a step back. Okay.
yeah, no, she wants to get the fuck out of this spot. Out of their space.
Okay. As you do so, it turns and looks at you, and it is going to attempt
gets
to bite you, as it can't claw you, as it is its arms or
I
its
have
tail is going to
reaction.
try and bite you.
Disadvantage.
No.
I have a reaction if it hits.
Disadvantage.
I
Yeah.
also have a reaction if it hits.
Oh wait, no!
Okay.
Damn, it's not afraid.
It is not afraid. Oh,
No,
so
it's
it's not
roll.
disadvantage.
It's regular roll.
I've got to
Yeah,
re-roll
regular
then,
roll.
because I rolled 2
restrained.
dice. I got to re-roll.
Restrained
yeah,
means
yeah.
disadvantage on all attacks.
Ooh, so it is disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
In that case, I'm gonna re-roll again. Sorry.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Okay, so it does have disadvantage. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, that's 19. That is a This is plus. That is a 15.
Is it a bite attack?
That
Is it a bite attack?
hits. It is a bite
I-
attack. Yes.
I'll let you go first. I got another thing. I got a thing too, though.
Mhm.
Interception.
I was going to silvery
My
barbs.
hair.
Oh, I mean, up to you.
I will silvery barbs to
Okay.
try
If
to
this
make
hits,
a
I'll use mine.
reroll.
So I got to re-roll at disadvantage, or just re-roll one more
No,
time?
just reroll one more time.
One more.
Yes, and you have to take the lowest.
The lowest? Okay, because that was a 19 on the dice. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
so
okay.
still a 15.
Reaction.
I will-
Interception.
Yes.
Reaction interception.
I'm
Okay.
gonna drive up with my blade, knock its mouth to the side, and I'm gonna negate 10 points of whatever. Nope, 11 points of damage.
You're gonna negate 11 points damage. So you are taking this attack. Okay.
No, I block it basically.
It doesn't
Mm,
go to
Okay.
Aridia. It
Yeah,
just subtracts the damage, kind of like deflect
Okay.
missiles monk.
So in theory,
Okay.
I could reduce it to 0 if you roll less 12 or less.
Okay. Okay. This is okay. Depending on how this goes, this is gonna be very
Mhm.
interesting just because of the bite's effect.
Yeah.
Just I'm like trying to work out in my mind how that will work, but we will figure it out. Okay, so you roll an amount that you are reducing it by?
Yep, I already did. I rolled.
How much
the
are you
9
reducing it
plus
by?
2, so 11.
You're reducing it by 11?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even need to roll. It can't do 11. That's it can't it's a D8. It's a D8 plus 2, so
That's
even
my
if it's
answer.
damage, which would be 10, you reduce it. You just
I
grab
just-
this thing. I think
Yeah.
what probably happens because of the effect, you literally it kind of goes to bite onto Astra's arm, and like the millisecond it does, you just punch it in the face, and it does graze your arm, Astra. But you don't take any damage. But you do have to make me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Them's the rules, besties. Unless you know what? Unless Aridia, you'd be willing to take it instead because
I
of
will.
interception.
I am
You will?
willing to take the bite.
Astra,
hitting
would you
me.
rather roll for it, or would you rather
instead of
would you allow Aridia to take? That's up to you. It's between you guys.
Let me take it.
Or if you already rolled it.
If you want it, you can take
Pause
it.
my thing.
Have you already
Pause
rolled
my
it? Have you
thing.
already rolled it?
I've not rolled it. No.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Want to take it? Okay.
Willingly, I will take it.
Okay.
Quick,
It's built
quick
for this.
question. Just as someone
Yeah,
who plays
just-
werewolf.
Okay.
Because Aridia already succeeded on the save before, isn't she immune for the next 24 hours?
Let me double check.
Might be. Also, could be different.
I
werewolf.
don't believe so. No.
Okay.
No. This is it. This is at every bite. This is at
Yeah.
every bite.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just
Okay.
wanted to double check.
Con save.
Okay.
Inspiration. You have inspiration.
I grab inspiration. It's a natural 17 plus
A natural
5,
17?
22.
22
Okay.
is enough. Yeah, you were able to you literally just punch this thing to the side. You avoid the teeth.
I just
You were able to
wedged my
save.
hand in, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, you literally like you're like wedging this thing's mouth open, like no. But yeah, you are not affected by whatever failing that Constitution show of saving throw would do. Good job. Okay, but Astra, yeah, you were able to just escape from the situation, kind of retreating. Good job. Good teamwork, yo. And then Sybil, you're asleep. So nothing's on your turn. And then it is the werewolves go. So
Maybe he's just real tired too.
no longer grappled. Oh wait, no, is grappled currently.
Still grappled.
And restrained.
And restrained.
Hi.
So it can't break the grapple because it's restrained, right?
Correct. Right? Or
Oh,
just have
well,
disadvantage?
for grappled, you can usually take an action to break the grapple. It doesn't really
Correct.
require
And
And
it's
you
still
the.
can take an action
restrained.
to break the restrained as well, right?
Yeah, but it'd be one or the other if he's gonna
Be
try.
one or the other, yeah.
And the
Okay, I'm trying to think.
manacles, as far as I know, have like a DC 30 strength check to break.
Really?
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's what the
So
manacles
in
are.
that case, yeah, it's gonna try and first of all, it's gonna try and break the grapple. So
Disadvantage.
I'm gonna need contested strength roll from you. Disadvantage, yep. Okay.
I'm using my inspiration because I refuse to
Strength
let
is a
go
plus
of
2.
it.
Okay. So that's its lowest is an 18.
I'm doing math. 19?
19? Just beats it. Just beats it. So it uses it does that. However, now that it is in a frenzy mode, actually something I should have done. I should have rolled this at the start of the turn. Wisdom saving throw.
No, thank you.
Well,
How about we don't?
No,
friend-
no, it's nothing to do with you. Don't worry. It's something else. 12. No, it wouldn't be enough. So nothing happens there. And then it's gonna try and break the grapple on you. You're still holding on. It's just gonna look down at you and just less out of anger, more out of pure desperation at this point. It's gonna bite you again.
Oh, it's okay,
Look,
buddy.
it's
I know,
restrained.
I
It can't
know.
claw you. It has to bite.
He's going through it. It's okay.
He's really going through it. That is a 15.
Miss.
Okay, it's
Mhm.
just desperation just snaps at you, but just misses.
Just
misses. Yeah. Just misses. Okay, very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky. But that is all he can do. Veldren.
Is me. Are the chains still there? Or are the chains gone with the manacles?
the whole like thing that was in the wall has been pulled out.
Gotcha.
There was like a broken part of wood where it has been pulled out.
Understood. Okay. What I'm going to do is he can still like move, right? His arms are manacled, but he's still able to walk, right?
If he wasn't grappled, yes.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is Veldren's gonna sigh, reach into his bag, pull out 50 feet of hempen rope, and he's going to run forward, slide on the ground, and try to like hog tie him.
Okay, make me. You are fighting him, so this is going to be contested strength rolls.
Contested strength on sleight of hand.
You're trying.
Your
sleight of hand versus his athletic.
I'll
give
take it.
you that. Hooey! I hope your sleight of hand is high, because that is a 21.
But
Yeah,
heck,
disadvantage.
roll disadvantage.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
It's a 21.
Sky rolls fucking high. Oh my god! Holy shit!
God!
Let's go! Let's go!
Jay, I love
Good job.
you.
Good
Just kind
fucking
of,
job.
but like almost like bow tied.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it tight around his legs, and just he can't move anywhere else.
Why is it a bow?
The only thing I could think of for the second Aridia. And then like as I'm like sliding, I think I would look to Astra and go, her bag is quite heavy, yes.
What do you keep in there, bricks?
Astra, it wasn't that heavy for you.
No, it's pretty
Also,
that's
you
just
be
heavy.
complaining for nothing.
Astra,
Also,
Astra
just
still has the
heavy.
negative strength,
oh,
but
really?
not
Okay, fair
as
enough.
negative as Veldren.
Fair
I
enough.
hope not.
Yeah.
I just
But
have 200 years of trinkets in there. Is that the
can't move anymore, so I think we're good to wait out the night. But since he's
Still-
used his reaction,
Still thrashing.
he's used his turn. So like, yeah, I'm going to stay next to him. Like, it's been his turn, so he has like reaction back. So I don't want to
Mhm.
take that attack of opportunity.
Yeah, you moving away? You moving away?
No, I'm not. I'm
Move away,
staying
see what
right there.
happens.
I'm staying right there.
Squishy boy.
Please don't find out.
Okay.
Do-
Yeah, you're staying close. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'm right
all right.
there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, back to the top of the round with Bishop. This thing is restrained in like 3 different ways. He's not going anywhere. He's still gnashing with his mouth, but seems purely out of desperation at this point. He seems like he's not got much left in him, but he's like, this is not aggression anymore. This is desperation to try and get away.
So I'm going to. This is gonna sound so wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my arm out of his back,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my movement to run and like kind of slide in front of Astra. I will take the attack of opportunity. That's fine. And then non-lethal, I will like smack his snout with like the flat end of the sword, so it's non-lethal.
Okay.
And I just like hold up a pose and just bare those green teeth at him. And say,
absolutely. Roll to hit.
mm-hmm. That one. Where's my Astra dice? Astra loves me. That is a 23.
That hits. Roll DiMaggio.
DiMaggio.
Bludgeoning.
So 6 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
5 points of necrotic.
Okay.
And
necrotic cannot be non-lethal.
Mm-hmm.
I will warn you now.
Yep. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna smack him, break away, slide in front of Astra, and just in Celestial.
So that was remind me of the amounts of damage real quick.
5 necrotic, 6 bludgeoning.
Okay. And
just gonna yell at him in Celestial. You touch her again, and this will be the last night you turn.
You say that, and you hit him in the snout, and he seems to kind of, his eyes kind of like roll back a little bit. He kind of seems to stumble, kind of tripping on his bound legs. But then you see, almost like you knocked him out with that, kind of hit him with the haymaker, hit him with the uppercut. But then you do see the necrotic magic takes over. You see kind of almost like a kind of darkness as he just drops to the ground. As the necrotic damage was what took him over the edge.
I'm next in initiative. Can I do something?
That is so Bishop, that's your turn. Aridia, it is now your turn, yes.
As he goes limp, I bring us both to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
You're casting Cure Wounds? Okay.
Yes, I'm burning the last. That's what I got, folks. So D8. I have 8s. 6 points of healing.
6 points of healing. Okay.
I thought
Yeah.
he had more than that. Oh, my
And
God.
this
No,
magic is a very
The boy had
OP.
8 hit points left.
No.
Like, oh no.
So when you were like 6 bludgeoning, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not bad. He's still up. And then 5 necrotic, and I went, in that order? Uh oh.
Well, could it not have been in that order?
No, afraid not. Afraid not.
Damn it.
If any of your damage is, if it's part of a thing, if it's part of
one
one
hit.
thing, then yeah. Okay, so Aridia, you pump those 6 points of healing, and you do the kind of counteracting your brother's dark magic. You put this life energy into him, and you do kind of see he doesn't like wake up immediately, but you do kind of, there is just like a kind of an inhale of breath through the snout, kind of the nose just, and seems to be similar to Sybil, is taking a little bit of a nap right now, but you have reduced it down to 0. You have incapacitated the creature. You are successfully out of initiative. Lisa immediately rushes over to her brother, and kind of just holds on to him. It's like, no, it wasn't supposed to happen this way. We were fine. It's always been fine. It's always been okay. How did this happen? What happened to the manacles? I just like turn and look at all of you. They've always been here. I made sure they were here.
I do not know where they went, but he's okay. He's resting.
I think I know where the medicals are gone. I will drop my form of dread, so don't terrify the children.
Too late.
I know. I feel bad.
To clarify, there are no children here. They are young adults.
Okay.
He can still be terrified.
You can still be terrified.
They're like 20. But also
Okay.
they're like 20, but they've been raised in a small farm town. So like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I think I might have known where the manacles went.
What?
Oh.
What happened to them?
I think your father might have taken them.
But he doesn't know. I made sure he doesn't know. I always keep them hidden.
He didn't. Until by yesterday.
What do you mean?
Well, first of all, I don't want to say I apologize. But the fact that they're not here is my fault. When we first came here, and we thought we would be staying in the barn, I scoped it out, and I ended up finding them. and I had a conversation with your father. And
I told him about the manacles.
I didn't know what they were for. I thought maybe he would. This was his bond. Turns out he didn't know.
They were supposed to be our secret. Our way of keeping him from this. Kind of just gestures to his body. You do notice now that he's unconscious. You do know you can see he's starting to shrink in form a little bit as he seems to be slowly reverting back to his human form.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know what they were for. He didn't even know they were there, so it's not like you can get more.
Questions, though.
I'll take care of it. I have some semblance of an idea. But I think if you keep doing this in the barn, one day he's gonna find out anyway.
Oh, he can't do it here anymore. Now he knows. Now he knows something's going on. He's surprised he hasn't asked us already. I mean, he's been so shaken up the past couple of days. Guess that was because of you.
Yeah. Which is like I said, I apologize. I didn't think the ramifications of that conversation would be this. And I apologize. I personally will have a civil conversation with him and buy you some time to find a better place. We'll just tell him that we found whatever it was and took care of it. That way, it stops him from asking you any question.
I might be able to help with that. I'm quite good with forgery. I could forge up some kind of contract for you to show him.
That sounds like a plan. I'm sorry I brought this upon you. I know this is a stressful time for the both of you.
Understatement.
But I can tell you this. I know what it means to be worried about a sibling. I'll make sure that it doesn't come back to you. Quite honestly, the least I can do.
How? How can you stop him finding out? He's gonna ask questions. Like you said, he was gonna find out sometime anyway. You just moved up the process.
But if me and my company can talk to him about whatever it was that was hiding in his barn, is no longer using his barn, then he will not be asking questions.
I mean,
He will think that whatever it was taken care of. I can, cast prestidigitation and produce like a fang, like some obscure fang. Just show him a bit of magic.
she kind of shuffles away from you when you do that.
I know. Well, we can cover your tracks.
I don't know how we're gonna deal with this now. This was always just the two of us, and now things have gotten complicated, and
Here's a bit of an idea. Did your father ever harvest or grow like any tall plants or crop?
gestures to the giant wheat field.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm not good with agriculture. You have
Clearly
wheat
not
in
a
the,
farm boy.
apologies, but no. I believe you have wheat in the warm. Wait, no, you wouldn't grow anything in the winter. Uh, anyway,
It's
what
like
you can
spring right now.
uh, what you can do is you could go out in the field and make sure he abound, like with the manacles, and use the wheat as a way of hiding. And
We tried that before, but that's what started the rumors in the first place. There was no, I mean, I tried to hide him in the wheat, but then people thought there were monsters in there, and I mean, this was the only safe place. No one was gonna come in here, but people couldn't walk around the fields at night. It's just, I'll have to find somewhere else for him.
I have another idea. Actually, you could still use the bond. Uh, if perhaps you had a compartment in the ground, that way no one would see you. It would remain contained and be easier to hide the manacles.
I don't know how I'm gonna make that on my own. I mean, I'm not. I'm a farmer. I'm not exactly a craftsman. That's more. That's
I
more Noah's thing. I don't want to involve more people in this. Okay, I've already involved too many people. I shouldn't have involved any of you in the first place. This was a mistake.
yes, Jay.
GM, I know Gloria quite well. I've traveled across Gloria quite well.
Yes.
Do I know anywhere nearby that might be like any abandoned buildings or anything that they might be able to use to hide close? Like maybe
there are a
like
lot of like small rural towns like this around. They could go somewhere else.
Mhm.
But there's not around here. Probably not. This is like the only sort of town kind of built up for
Mhm.
like the first place in a few miles. Not like a something that would be like over half a day's walking distance. Like not
Mhm.
something that the reason that this was so convenient was because it was close by.
Yeah.
It was discreet. It was private. But that's gone now. So it's like that. There are, if they were going to, they would have to leave town basically.
Yeah.
If they were going to go somewhere
There's
else.
no like forests nearby or anything like that.
Not near here, no. It's kind of
Mhm.
flatlands around.
Yeah. Veldren will stay quiet.
Okay.
It's still around.
Cell did not come in with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cell's outside still.
Hmm.
While that conversation is happening, Astra has probably silently walked over to Sybil and would like to just check to see if she's okay. Like if she needs
Yeah.
a cure wounds or like a
You can take the time. She just seems really tired. Like she's just like asleep. Like you try and like shake her, and she's just like she's in a deep sleep.
And I don't even have like a Lester restoration to try and pump into her or anything. Okay.
Yeah. You can determine. I won't make you make a medicine check from like with having Veldren there as well, and like Veldren only checking. Like you guys can discern that like she is okay. She's just had a really long day. She's just drained completely. She's
The
used
missile is
everything
very
in the tank. The missile is very EB. Needs sleepy. Yeah, and give her a few hours and she should be okay. But right now,
a
she's
long
like,
day of splashing bandits.
mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
DM.
Mm.
Crazy thought.
Okay.
Because I was reading over spells and such.
Mhm.
One of the effects of prestidigitation is you can instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic feet.
Mm-hmm. If you're about to try and like dig out the ground, no, that is a different spell.
Yeah.
Damn.
That is mold
it is
earth.
dirty. It is
That's
dirty.
mold earth. Okay, it is the earth. It's not dirty, it's the earth. There is a difference.
Oh.
You could
The
make it
earth
some
is
very
offensive.
clean, pristine dirt. You're not going to get rid of it. Sipsco would love this shit. That's a reference like 3 people will get.
Sorry, everybody.
Jay is one of those 3 people.
One of the 3. Look, it might be time to tell your father. I do not know him as well as you. And I know not. It is up to you to determine whether or not your father's love for you and your brother will outweigh his hatred of magic. If you instead wish to go somewhere else, I can mark a few places on your map of places within a few days' travel if you would wish to move instead.
Want to
Oh.
leave? This is my home. This is
Then
our home.
Then you might need to tell your father.
No,
As
no,
vicious.
we can't tell him.
I do not know what else options you have.
Yeah, me neither. There aren't any good ones. We had one good option and we made it work.
Would it have worked forever?
Has anything ever worked forever?
No,
Exactly.
trust me, it hasn't.
I can say this about your father. When it comes to you two, he cares an awful lot. Even when I talked to him and mentioning of rumors about the monster, which he thought was me, he was more worried about you two than anything. I think bringing him in will be the smartest decision. He loves you, as any parent should.
Make me a persuasion check.
I'm good at those. Oh, I love Dungeons and Dragons. Natural fucking 20
Oh shit.
for a
Okay.
25.
Okay. Yeah, you say that and she kind of thinks for a moment. She's like, I don't really see any other options. Guess we'll have to tell him and then just hope
How's
he
this?
doesn't kick us out. Or the rest of the town.
The rest of the town doesn't need to know. But a family secret is easier to have than just one between a sibling. Your father loves you, and he will keep you safe. And we can be there for you when you tell him. As a bit of a emotional support.
Okay. But not now.
No,
He needs
rest.
to rest. So does your friend. Kind of looks at Sybil.
Yes, it does.
Yes. We work on that.
We
There.
all
You-
should rest.
Yes. I'll keep an eye outside and keep anything from coming in. You two get some sleep. I know you're not gonna be away from his side. Does it sound like a plan to you?
Yeah, sure. She kind of only seems like she's half here. She's kind of looking through you rather than looking at you at this point. Kind of keeps looking back to her brother, who's now fully changed back to his human form. The restraints, kind of loose, very loose on him now. The manacles are still kind of relatively tight on him, but aside from that,
I'm gonna take my cloak off and like hand it to her.
Hmm.
He can use that as a blanket for the both of you. He'll keep you warm.
okay. And she'll just like hold him. And she'll just look to Astra, who was the one who put them on, and say, "Can you take those things off? He doesn't need them anymore. He's no threat to anyone anymore."
Yeah. I'm assuming she has the key. Was the key with the cuffs, or does? Oh,
Are they Aridia?
Aridia, like, her face goes kind of red, and then she, like, scurries over to her bag and starts, like, digging through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some random objects get pulled out and set to the side, and eventually she comes up, like, a little key ring and hands it to Astra.
Astra will undo them. She's a little like hesitant, like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you were able to kind of free his hands, and then kind of just lays the blanket over him, and she just stays with him, kind of just like just kind of like holding his like head in her lap and just kind of just like stroking his hair, just making sure that he's okay. But yeah, what are the rest of you doing?
Can
So we're sleeping.
As before Veldren leaves, can I look
Mhm.
over Frankie and see if there is any similarities to another curse that I know of?
Are you referring to the one that
Yes.
another person in this town has?
Yes.
You can make me a Arcana check.
Perfect. Wonderful. Good at those. Okay, I'm gonna. Dirty 20.
30-20. This is different.
Okay.
They manifest differently.
Mhm.
It seems to be a different
Do
thing. You
I-
also, from noticing, this is the thing you've noticed from your experience of it,
Mhm.
with the curse that that
My
Lily
friend
has,
yes.
and your friend, you have noticed it to be like the person is gone. The person, it is no longer the person.
Mhm.
It is something else. This seemed like that at first, but then as the fight went on, you noticed bits of Frankie still in there.
Mhm.
You noticed moments of hesitation that were more him taking over rather than the beast itself. You know this is different from what you've experienced, at least from your limited exposure to it. That does not seem to be the case with that curse.
Mhm. Do I think they could be
If it
cured
is
the
even a
same way?
curse. Do you think what the lycanthropy?
Yes. Do I think they could be
You-
cured the same way?
I'll go off your pastoral. You think that there might be ways to cure? I mean, there's ways to cure everything, supposedly, but there are stories of people kind of curing lycanthropy through different means. Elixirs of certain kinds, or magic, things like that. That sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Got it. I will just get out my sleeping bag,
Mhm.
wrap it around Sybil.
Mm-hmm.
proper up comfy and kind of take a seat, either to keep watch, and just make sure nothing bad happens.
So you're staying in the barn?
Is Bishop staying in the barn?
No.
Okay.
I would
So what
say-
is just before we go to Bishop, what is Astra and Aridia, are you guys doing anything before Bishop goes outside, or are you also going outside?
I am not going to do the thing I had a thought of doing.
Okay.
I think Aridia stays in the barn. She's just gonna find like a corner and just hang out, like probably a corner by the door. So if anyone goes in or out, she's able to get up and go if she has to.
Okay. Astra?
Astra's having
Astra is-
issues.
Technical issues.
Oh, no.
Technical difficulties.
Oh no. I will assume Astra is staying put for now then. But yeah. Bishop, as you're kind of heading outside, and Aridia as you're kind of popping yourself up near the door. Can you both make me what are your passive perceptions, actually?
14.
13.
13? That was definitely both high enough. As you're kind of approaching the door, you do hear some sort of conversation happening outside. You hear Sel's voice talking to someone. It's not in like a hushed tone. It's like a full volume conversation with someone.
No cares given. I step out.
You're both stepping out.
Yeah.
You step out to a very interesting scene. You step out and you see Sel facing away from you. Door kind of creaks as you step out. She has some form of magic summoned in her hands, facing off against some sort of figure. And as you kind of step out, she kind of turns to look at you and goes, "Please tell me you didn't kill the boy. We need him alive."
No. No.
Good to know.
What are you doing?
Mother's calling. And she will turn to face you. Look past her and you see another werewolf, 8 foot tall, long, shaggy hair, is standing facing off against Sel, teeth bared, kind of growling, kind of looks at the group of you, and Sel kind of turns back to him and goes, "There you go, safe and sound." Kind of just looks over all of you.
He is fine. He is simply resting with his sister. We did not hurt him. We just put him to sleep. He is okay. I need you to do nothing stupid.
Make me a persuasion check. Because of that last line, I'm going to say disadvantage.
Can I give the assist?
I've already called it, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice to use disadvantage, but I'm just so personable.
Just
Mhm.
I
I don't do anything stupid. I'm so personable.
You
They're
sure
the
are?
same
sis?
roll, so that's really nice. They're both 15s. What am I doing?
You're telling a mother
Persuasion?
to trust you with her child.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put him.
Yeah.
He's taking a nap. 19.
19. That's with disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled the same thing on both dice.
Hell yeah.
15. Good.
You kind of say that, and she kind of just looks at you. And then you see her form start to shrink as her wolf form starts to disappear. You see as she kind of shrinks to maybe about 5'6", you You see a woman with kind of long, kind of stringy, dirty blonde hair. She wears kind of like tattered leathers. Her eyes are kind of dark brown color. But you do notice in her hair, you do notice a similar kind of streak of white, similar to her daughter's. They're both okay. They're both alive and healthy.
They're both fine.
They're both alive.
I didn't ask that.
I answered.
To be perfectly fair, I don't think you have much say in this.
Okay, you know.
I'm sorry. Who's this one?
He's.
Is he necessary, or can I kill him?
You can try.
He's been dead before. It does not stick, apparently.
As far as we know, they had no idea you're around. But now you care.
Excuse me?
Bishop.
I don't know who you think you are. But I left for their safety. I left because of my curse.
Well,
Better for
Very
me to
noble
not
of you.
be around.
But it's okay,
Yes.
but it's good for you to be around now. When they've been going through this. For
As
how
I
long?
said, as I said, better for me to not be here, to not cause problems. They're resourceful, they can look after themselves. They're not children. They're adults. They know how to look after each other.
Yes, they know how to look after each other. That's what siblings do. But it would have been better if they had their mother here to give them a proper guidance.
You think
Bishop.
I didn't want to be here? Like I said, it was safer for me to not be. A lycanthrope has no safe place among people like this. That's why I'm here. I heard his call.
This isn't the first time. This isn't the first time he shifted like this. So why come now?
I'm sorry, is he deaf or something? Or is he just that stupid? I'm talking to you, Aridia. I literally told him, didn't I? Am I sorry, am I speaking in a different language or something? What's
No,
his
you're just
deal?
not making sense.
He's just a little rude. Of the
Okay,
two of us, he did not get the manners.
she kind of just just puts her puts her hands together and just like holds them to her forehead like, I can't believe I'm having to do this. I shall repeat myself then. He called for me, so I came.
Do you want to go see him?
Yes, please. I would like
does
to
he
see
wanna
my
see you?
children.
Okay. Bishop?
I think they have to say in it.
If he speaks up one more time, I'm changing back.
You know, I will take. My brother will take a lap around the barn. Just to make sure no
Oh,
one
you're the
else-
smarter of the siblings then, I get it. Good choice. Good choice. It's not smart to get between a mother and her children.
In Elvish, just... Oh, she pisses me off. She really pisses me off.
You should be more in control of what you're feeling then, brother. Back in Elvish. So sorry, Jay.
She should have been here for them at the very beginning.
Not everyone makes that choice. And I'll call back over my shoulder and just... Veldren? Could you come here for a moment?
I'll come outside. Oh, hi, hello. Give a small wave to mother.
Kind of just like cocks an eyebrow at you and just like that's like a awkward wave. How many of you are there?
Enough.
2 others.
Are they all like this one? Or is he a one of a kind sort of deal?
You know,
Gesturing to Bishop.
we're all unique in our own ways. Veldren, would you mind taking her into the barn? I'm going to stay out here with my brother for a moment.
Oh, of course. Follow me, miss.
You can call me Fern.
Miss Fern. A pleasure.
Mm.
I can see where Frankie and Lisa get their amazing good looks, I say as I'm, like, gesturing her into the barn. Sensing a tense moment.
She looks down at you and goes, you're off by about 20 years. Not my type.
I wasn't flirting. It was just more of a like, you look great.
Just walks ahead of you. Literally, as you're like babbling, she's like, old enough to be your mother. Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I wasn't. Veldren would not. Jay would. I would just follow in after, not rambling per se, but offering quiet conversation to try to distract from the tense situation that he walked into, that he's still not quite sure of.
She kind of walks in, and you hear as she kind of heads like around the corner. You just see just like her shoulders relax as she kind of like steps in. You hear Lisa's voice call out, "Mom, is that you?" "Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I wasn't sure if it was safe. But I heard Frankie's call. I'm so sorry. I didn't know if it would transfer through childbirth. I didn't want to take the risk. Is it just him, or?" No, it's just him. I'm okay. At least I think I am. Good. Oh, it is so good to see you both. And they just embrace and just hold each other for a while. Is there anything anyone would like to do in this time as the three of them are kind of just collecting themselves?
You reset my camera, I'm back.
Reset your camera? See.
It hasn't been working on the overlay since my
I see.
computer died.
Right. I thought you were still having tech issues. I didn't realize yours was back. I have too many tabs open, so I couldn't see the thing. Let me fix it real quick. See if I can do that.
Thank you.
All good.
Yeah,
because you rejoined, so it like completely reset the link. That's fine.
Yeah. I had to restart my computer completely.
There we go. Hey, you're back. There we go. We have an Astra. Okay. So is there anything anyone is doing in this time?
I would have invited Sel to come sit next to me to try to have a conversation with her. While I'm probably sitting next to Sybil.
Oh dear, what happened to that one?
I'm not sure. I was going to ask her whenever she was awake. However, I needed to have a conversation with you.
Oh, I do love a good conversation. Please. Go right ahead.
Sybil asked you a few questions earlier. They were on my behalf. They were for me.
Oh, I see. You're the inquisitive one.
Quite, yes. I just had a few follow-up questions. How did you come to know of this curse, and how sure are you that it is what you say it is?
She kind of thinks for a moment. Well, such curses are a little more commonplace in Ashenvale. You don't tend to see banshees out this far, but, well, let's just say that this condition isn't exactly, it's more commonplace in places like Ashenvale.
So they're
It's a
weaponizing it.
cursed land for a reason. Hmm?
Are they weaponizing it?
No. Gods, no.
Then how do you explain it's out here so far?
I haven't the foggiest idea. Perhaps, well, this one didn't come from Ashenvale, as far as I know. She's a farm girl, so, well, no, she's a church girl, but I certainly don't see her going out that far for a field trip. So I imagine she came into contact with something that caused her to pass on the curse.
Do you know of anything that would do such a thing? That would carry the curse as a vessel?
Many artifacts can carry curses as vessels. It's like an infection.
Interesting.
Magical items, cursed relics in their own.
Did you get involved in? What? Sybil mentioned that there wasn't a cure. How sure are you of that?
Oh, well, there's always a cure for everything, but it's outside of my span of knowledge, I suppose.
Do you know of anyone that would know? Do you know any... I take it you're from Ashenvale. Do you know curse
Yes.
experts? Do you know any curse experts? Anyone who specializes in such a thing?
Specializing in removing curses. Well, removing curses is... it's something that can be done with, well, spells and magic and such, but it truly depends on how potent the curse is. Banshee curses tend to be on the stronger side. Something like this, she reaches into her bag and produces a piece of parchment. Kind of pulls it out and unfurls it, and you immediately recognize runes. It's not language; it is runic in nature. Give me, with your knowledge, give me an Arcana check. You can work out what this is.
Natural 20!
Natural 20. You
Yep.
immediately recognize these sigils. You recognize the order, the pattern, everything. This is a scroll of remove curse. Something like this is used to remove minor curses. Things like, well, the boy's lycanthropy could potentially, although if it's genetically transferred, it may be a bit more potent. Depending if hers was genetic, might be able to remove it from her, but that would leave him with it still. Could work, I suppose. I do only have the one, and they are quite pricey. So, only if it was completely necessary. If you had lost control of him in there, I might have had to use it, but seems we didn't have to get to that.
Could it cure his lycanthropy? I know you said genetic is difficult.
Potentially.
Do I know if it would work or if it would, like, require a little extra oomph from someone?
With, again, going on your, like, natural 20
Yeah.
Arcana and stuff like that, you aren't sure. This is what you would need to do it. It is the cure, but it's how much of the cure you need for it to be effective that is kind of you're not sure. This does seem to be one of a second circle, so it's not a super strong one, but it does what remove curse says it does. So theoretically it should.
What would you trade for it?
Raid. This is a highly valuable item that's not exactly something that can be purchased around these parts. Also, just between you and me, you never saw this. Okay?
Of course.
Yes. They don't like magic around here, and, well,
I'm
anyways, to
very
store
well
magic,
aware.
well, very, very, very illegal. They don't like that sort of thing.
Very well aware.
I'm trying to make some spell scrolls of your own,
I never
Magic
said that.
connoisseur, you?
I
You
never
know
said
your
that.
stuff.
You're not answering the question.
What question, my boy?
What would you trade for it?
Something of equal or greater value. Have you managed to produce any scrolls? Of a third circle or higher? Perhaps an elixir that would do the same thing?
I would hold up the orb I got from
The very
basement.
pretty crystal.
It's a magical item.
Do you know what it does?
Of course I do. Can I make an
Deception
arcana check? Can I make an arcana check really quick?
Deception check, baby!
That's cocked, but it sucks because 6.
6.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fine, I don't know what it does.
Veldren, this conversation isn't going to go very far if we lie to each other.
I don't know, but I do know it's magical.
But you don't know how magical. You don't know what magical.
You would be correct.
My guess
Didn't you
is
see
that you
Alex?
found this somewhere. Do you perhaps know the identify spell so that you could learn what it does?
Not exactly in my wheelhouse. I'm more of a
Mm.
illusionist, enchanter.
Ah, I see. Yes. Veldren, you are an interesting one. All of the knowledge, but none of the know-how. That's not an insult. That's just an observation. Sorry if it sounded like such. I sound like that sometimes. I don't always
The fact
I
that
don't
you
always
recognize-
mean to sound
That's
that way.
The fact that you recognize it, that you are that way, and exactly what it sounded like means you know exactly what you were saying. But no bother, I've heard much worse from the schoolyard bullies before. However, that scroll could save a mother's child. So, the orb, and I'll owe you a favor.
Oh, she smirks at that. A favor, Veldren.
With the stipulations that I won't hurt anyone for you.
Ugh,
Hurt or
that's
kill.
boring.
I
She
know,
kind of
but
like
it's what I'm putting on the
slumps, like,
table.
ugh, that really limits
Besides,
the things
I'm
I could
not.
get you to do.
Besides, I'm not exactly the best at hurting or killing others. My wheelhouse lies much more in magical knowledge.
Okay. She thinks for a minute. All right. So the only stipulation is that you don't have to hurt anyone, correct?
Hurt or kill?
Yes. Hurt, murder, kill, whatever word you like to use. Yes. I'm not a fae.
I just have to make sure, you know. Let me use J thing for a second, really quick too.
Please.
Really quick.
We got no murder or
And my
leading to.
actions, if you have me steal something, my actions can't lead to harm.
That is difficult, Veldren. I don't know if I can promise that. That covers a lot of bases.
Oh, it does, but I'm also offering you quite a bit of wealth of knowledge.
Oh? What kind of knowledge? What knowledge do you have that could interest a sorceress like me?
Knowledge of magic, knowledge of history, knowledge of arcane artifacts.
That you don't
My
know how to
brother...
identify.
No, but my brother could.
Your brother? Oh, you have a sprightly older brother who knows more things about magic. Did you learn everything from him? Is that where this knowledge is coming from?
Younger brother.
Oh,
And we have
that's
two
sweet.
very different knowledge bases. And just because you're a sorceress doesn't mean you know everything there is to know about magic and the makeup of the weave.
Of course. There's always more to learn.
There is, and I'm offering you what I know. I studied for quite a long time.
And what do you know, Veldren? Because whilst knowledge is precious, its value isn't set in stone. It is in the eye of the beholder. So, you bestow upon me some magical knowledge that you have, and if I believe it to be worth a spell scroll of this complexity, then we have a deal. But if you would rather owe me a favor where you don't have to kill anyone or directly inadvertently hurt someone, then I am open to that too. That is certainly of value to me.
Do I have anything in my journal, GM, that I could use here? Of like the research I've conducted over the probably almost 2 decades of studying.
Your studies have been mostly focused on trying to cure this, correct?
In the past 3 years, yes, it has been taken a much more focus on disease, the body, and even curses, because that was a feeling Veldren had. But before that, it would have been much more about the makeup of the weave, the study of spell theory and spellcraft, spell scrolls, and possibly like creation.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. It is up to Veldren to decide what that information is worth and how much of that she's basically saying, tell me what you think this is worth. Is she's effectively telling you to set the price. And if you can meet that or beat that, she will accept the offer. But that's the thing with knowledge, is you kind of have to share it first. It's a difficult thing with knowledge, is you gotta the value comes from what it is to the person, you know?
Would you like information over this Banshee curse?
You've been studying it.
I have. If you have information over it, you might learn how to control it.
Okay. You have made progress on slowing or preventing this curse?
Have I made progress in... I've made progress in slowing it. Not completely stopping it.
How
At least
have
as
you
far
done
as
so?
I'm aware, in slowing it. Lesser restoration. Slows it. Stops some of the symptoms, and as far as I know, tends to make them feel better, tends to combat some of the side effects of it.
A restoration spell slows. That's what I thought. She kind of like when you mentioned that you knew a way to kind of slow this, make me
Mhm.
an insight check actually.
Happily. Insight is going to be a 15.
15. Okay. She does very much seem to be considering your offer. She goes, all right. All the information you have about this curse and how to prevent it. You share all the notes that you have collected, and
Of course.
perhaps I'm taking a risk here, because it might all be knowledge that I already have in my wheelhouse. But if it is not, perhaps I will learn something new. A bit of a gamble, shall we say.
Of course.
In return, I will give you this scroll.
Deal.
Good.
And I will give me the night to copy over the notes for you. I'd like to keep my own copies. And
course.
I will give it to you.
I don't suppose you'll be sticking around here.
Not for long.
No, me neither. This was sort of my reason for being here, and now that it's dealt with, well,
Headed to anywhere interesting?
probably back home, to be honest. I mean, I came here hoping to find some details, but unfortunately I was left with a werewolf. Just wasn't quite what I was looking for.
What are you
And-
looking for? I might be able to help.
Just seems to be what you have. Perhaps I have found what I'm looking for. Information on curses, how to prevent them, and perhaps how to change them, you know? Always expanding knowledge. Curses are interesting, fickle things. We have scrolls like this that, how do I put this into terms that someone not magical would understand? I know you have a vast knowledge, but how would I explain this? This, she kind of holds out the scroll. This would cure, in non-magical terms, this is a cure for the common cold.
You're looking
It
for
works, it is
symptoms, huh?
effective, it will it will do its job at making you healthy again. But when the common cold starts to mutate and change and become something new, something more aggressive, more dangerous, the same cure doesn't work.
Talking about living spell theory.
Yes, precisely, my boy. That's what I was researching. Finding ways to combine magics, expand through the arcane.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever find myself in Ashenvale for whatever reason, maybe this is a conversation we can continue.
Yes. Well, if you plan on leaving town tomorrow, if you are heading out of Glorious, which I assume you are, I will be heading that way as well. Heading towards Mistral City, so we can share notes as we travel. How does that sound?
Of course.
Delightful. Well, I think it's been a long night, and I think we should get some rest. If we're going to leave bright and early in the morning, as I suggest we should, when that collapsed tunnel is discovered, there will be hell to pay, and I don't want to be around when that happens.
I just don't know exactly when we'll be leaving as a group, but if it's not within whenever you're wanting to, I'm sure you can get a head start on that. But we will
I'll
be
reach
probably
out to you.
leaving
I have
tomorrow.
my ways.
Am I going to hear your voice in my head through the sending spell? You don't have to be quite so cryptic.
And kind of just shrugs.
I will get you my notes by the morning. But could I have the scroll now? You have my word that you will receive my notes. I'm not really one to be a liar. But just so that they can have it. Possibly cure him.
Make me a persuasion check.
Natural 20.
She thinks about it for a moment. You seem like a trustworthy fellow. I hope my trust is not misplaced, because if it does, I would hate for your friends to miss you. She hands you the scroll.
I'm sure they would.
Yes.
And I'll take it. And I'll go ahead and sit down and start copying over notes.
Okay. Cool. Are there any other last bits people would like to do before people settle? Bishop.
Sorry, I pulled an Abigail. Yeah. As as I'm sorry. As Fern walks into the barn,
Mhm.
Bishop kind of like makes eye contact with Aridia. Is there like a tree around, or like a couple trees, like a wood line?
No, it is an open field. There are trees. There is not a tree line. There are random trees dotted around. This is a grassland.
Okay. And then just like start walking towards the nearest tree.
Why are we okay? Just like walk reluctantly behind him.
As we get to the tree, Bishop just stops for a second, just punches the tree out of frustration. Switches over to Elvish. Fuck.
You know the tree is not going to do anything to you. Also in Elvish. And hitting it's not going to make you feel better.
All my fault.
No.
It is all my fault.
No, still not seeing the connection. This was not your fault.
If I hadn't have gone off the handle, if I hadn't gone to Abraham like I did, he wouldn't have found the manacles. Frankie wouldn't have gone berserk like that. Everything would have been fine. It is my fault.
You don't know that it would have been fine.
Okay, fine. I saw him go down. That is my fault.
Yeah, and we fixed it. It's fine. He's okay.
It shouldn't have needed fixing. Just like put his back to the tree and just like crouched down with his head in his hands.
Pretty like awkwardly steps forward and just like hesitantly puts a hand on your shoulder because it's so out of practice and it's weird, but she wants to comfort you.
Mm-hmm.
So just like gently place her hand on your shoulder. You made a mistake. You misjudged and you hit a little harder than you should have. It's okay. You're okay.
I tried holding back. I tried to not. I didn't want to do that.
Have you tried fighting without getting all scary and you might not need it. The bishop that I knew certainly didn't.
You know, the bishop you knew was alive.
True. But you're here. Still mostly.
Yeah,
Still
well,
mostly my bishop.
a lot of it's gone, though. I don't sleep. I don't eat. And out of everything, that's probably the worst one. I don't even breathe.
That could be helpful sometimes.
Yeah, I know it can be helpful. It's just I'm just not who I was.
None of us are. Day to day, none of us were the person we were the day before.
I know. I mean, just looks you over. I can only imagine what you went through.
Not much, pretty standard things. I just traveled a lot. Blatant lie.
Yep, I'm about to say. Yeah, we both know that's bullshit.
I survived, Bishop. I did what I had to do. It's fine.
Huh? It just shows you're better than me. At least you survived.
Yep, at least. There's like definitely the undertone. Again, you know her well enough. There's an undertone of anger at what you've just said. And her response back.
Mhm. This is scary, Ari. And you would know that. It's been a while since you heard that, but he always
Yeah.
that was always his nickname for you.
Life's scary. Don't know what to tell you. It's not gonna change anytime soon.
Appreciate you being the calm and collected one back there. We both know if anything was wrong with us or happening with us, you know mom and dad would have had us. Would have been there no matter what.
Yeah. She doesn't
Alright.
believe that whatsoever.
Alright. You gonna keep being flighty or what's going on in your head?
Nothing. It's late. A lot went down. You're out here punching trees. They could all be dead in the barn for all I know. There's just a lot going on.
Aridia is overstimulated.
She's not. Okay.
Too many things are happening.
many things are
I
happening.
need quiet. I need
I
my
must-
trance.
I must protect.
I do have a question for you.
I might have an answer.
Back home,
hmm
do you know what happened to the artifact?
It's safe if that's what you're wondering.
You have it, don't you?
Why? I mean, I know, but I want to hear you say it.
Oh, you know. Okay, that makes things a lot easier. What brought me back wants to see it. I don't know
No.
what I don't know what for, but
No.
why?
I've spent so long protecting this, I'm not just gonna let whatever brought you back see it.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't have to give it up. Just like wants me to see it.
Yeah, she basically was just like, just needs
Mhm.
to just needs to physically see it, just to see what
Yeah.
condition it's in.
Yeah. I just need to see how it's doing.
It's perfectly fine. I've not let a single person get their hands on it.
I'm proud of you for that. You did better than an entire town could do.
No, the entire town bought me time to get the artifact and get out. An entire town died for me to get the artifact and get out.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have just been me, Bishop. I shouldn't have had to do it alone.
True. You shouldn't have. I wish I could have helped.
You can help me find the other pieces of it, though. Since you're here now.
The other pieces.
Yeah,
I
it's missing pieces.
okay. I don't know much about this thing. I just need to put eyes on it. I've been told nothing else about it.
She'll kind of reach and undo a couple of the belts around her waist and slide a decent sized pouch off. And I will pull out the box and hold it.
Yeah, you pull out this intricate looking box. You see, kind of similarly to what I described before, you see a hexagonal shape with 5 kind of circular slots in each corner. Each side is depicted with different images depicting some sort of story of draconic beings, and the casing is kind of lined with kind of draconic patterns. As you're kind of looking over it and looking over as Aridia said, something was missing from it. You see those kind of empty slots, all 5 of them empty. You hear quietly that voice in your mind. 5 pieces. Of course, he had to make it 5. And she hasn't found any of them.
Okay.
I might. You see, kind of out of the corner of your eye, Bishop, you do see her form kind of walking next to you. Aridia, you don't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see Bishop. She kind of steps out, kind of standing between the two of you. Or not between the two, but like off to one side between the two of you.
Yeah, like if we're right here, she's right here.
Yeah, kind of like 3 sides of a square. She kind of reaches out a hand and just gently places a hand on top of it. Kind of like closes her eyes for a moment. Kind of tries to concentrate. A few moments go by, and she kind of lifts her hand away. Scattered. Everywhere. Some of them are here, some of them are there. We'll have to find them. It'll take time. But it can be done. I can pinpoint some of their locations. It'll take me time to truly work out the signatures. But seeing this artifact and making contact with it, I can hopefully trace the rest of its origins. I am connected to it, I suppose. I'll have to think on this. And she kind of just steps away and kind of dissolves into smoke. Aridia, it's been like a solid 30 seconds of just you holding this and Bishop just like looking at it.
Hey, well, if you're done being weird and I like put it back in its bag and I secure it and I start like reattaching the belt so it's like flush against the small of my back again. Just my armor around it.
Okay, well, she saw it.
Great. That's so comforting.
And you can see like there's like twitch in one eye where even like he's kind of not really uncomfortable that she saw it, but kind of like, oh, she. What is this thing?
Do you really want to know?
I mean, kinda, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in the dark on what this thing is, what it does.
Well, maybe if you had spent more time at home paying attention to what our family did instead of off gallivanting doing God's knows what.
Oh, working, trying to bring money in to help mom, dad, and you.
We were fine.
Barely making it. Anyway, I didn't want to fight about it. I will say, once I found out what happened, I did. I did try to get answers. The Undead King knows something about what happened.
I would think a lot of powerful things know things about what happened, Bishop.
Yeah, well, specifically about what happened at home. Could have done something and didn't.
Well, it's too late to look back on it, so.
I mean,
Did you find your answers?
no. I died looking. Trying to figure out why my family had to die.
We're all gonna die, Bishop. There's no point asking why.
Oh, there is when it could have been averted.
Maybe, maybe not. They specifically came for this. And they've come for it again.
Well, they're not going to get their hands on it.
Nope. Sure won't. Just like awkwardly is like, I need to go.
I would rather die again than let them touch it ever. So
I could hold on.
starts walking away.
No, get Ari.
It's fine. I'm still alive, so everything is great, Bishop.
Yeah. You're still alive.
Yep.
Glad one of us are. I'm just gonna let her walk away.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Welcome to Tales of Agius, where we are always sad.
I'm never sad.
I'm always sad.
Yeah? Well, you know.
Astra is just a girl. Just a simple human girl.
Simple
Princess.
girl.
Speaking of Astra, coming to the end of that scene. Astra, are you doing anything before you're settling into bed for the night?
I don't know, because I missed that entire conversation basically with the werewolf mom, so I don't know
We
what
were
happened.
inside.
No,
we were
no, no.
inside while that was happening.
Oh, you would have.
We were
you
in
would
the
have heard,
barn.
and things would have been passed on. The people will have told you. You will have been told. Like the specific conversation doesn't have to happen, but you would have picked up on the context clues of what's happening, and I'm sure you would have been filled in.
Basically, Mom came back because she heard Frankie calling for her.
Yeah.
Whenever he was like in
Yeah.
pain and everything.
They're like
Okay.
passively. If you're in the barn, they are passively talking to each other and explaining things and stuff. So you would have picked up everything.
Cool.
Mhm.
Veldren is also in the barn sitting next to Sybil. So you're not the only one in the barn right now either.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Astra would really do anything then, because like
Mhm.
Bishop took off with Aridia, and that's kind of like probably having that little internal struggle of like gotta let siblings have their moment, can't chase
Mhm.
after him.
That's fair.
It's just
That's fine.
awkward. I don't
You
know.
can after I come walking back.
Yep, sure can.
Yeah, if there's a conversation you two need to have, you can absolutely have it.
No.
Don't know? Well, if you don't have anything specific right now, that's absolutely fine. That's okay.
It's also like if I don't have my cute RP moment with Bishop in a session, I kind of failed.
Then do it.
Who says it can't happen in the morning?
That's true.
Roll for it.
And pick highs or lows. Somebody pick high or low.
Hi.
Oh, I rolled low, so
Ah!
Yeah. So
what does that mean?
mean?
wait till the morning.
Okay.
So Astra, you're kind of just like sitting. Would you sleep in the barn, or would you go back into the house to sleep?
Like, go back into the house. I don't know.
You would
That's
see
fine.
Bishop if you're going back into the house.
I think we're saving that
Because-
conversation for the morning. I think.
Mhm.
But if
Okay.
you want to do it right now, you can just make a decision on it. But make it
I'm like,
quick.
does Tom want to have the conversation now?
I mean, it's up to you, bestie.
I don't know. Guess the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll save it for the morning. Yeah. So, Astra, you're heading to sleep. Veldren, you're copying notes for the night before you sleep. Sybil is way ahead of y'all and is already napping. Aridia, would you also be heading to sleep as well?
Yeah, probably nearby wherever. Because I
Okay.
think Veldren and Sybil are in the barn, so probably settle back in somewhere near
Hmm.
them.
You're not going
And
into
then
the
Bishop.
house?
Yeah.
Mm. decisions.
Do you
Pretty-
want me? I'll go to the house. That's
I don't
fine.
know.
You
I'm not
you
gonna
have
force
a
you
place to
It's
sleep
that
in
you
that
have a
house.
spot in the house.
Yeah.
But Sybil and Veldren, someone has to protect the babies.
I could protect us.
And
I'm not
Bishop's
that
also
weak.
standing watch.
It's fine. I sleep in the barn. I'm
No
worried about
slumber party
Sybil.
for
Okay.
Astra.
Sorry, Astra. I love you.
Honestly, Sybil's head would probably be in Veldren's lap because I don't know if he'd have his pillow right now.
Yeah.
Just to make her more comfy.
Aw,
Yeah.
cute. Okay. Well,
I
if
hate you
people
all.
are
It's platonic.
Christ.
What are you all talking about?
All right.
You know
If
what
you
that
guys
sounds
are
like,
all
Jay?
fruity. That's so fruity. All right. If you guys are all settling in, then yeah, you guys settle in for the night. You do your various sleeps and trances and being Batman, I assume, for Bishop, as Bishop does not sleep.
No, not exactly being Batman. Bishop has not left where the tree is, and is kind of like sitting leaned against it, and is just watching the barn.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, we will go to Sybil. Sybil. The last thing you remember, you passed out as you cast your last spell, and you felt yourself kind of falling forward before you lost consciousness. And when you open your eyes, you find yourself in a somewhat familiar starry space. You look around you and you see, kind of approaching you, a familiar starry form. A slender woman with long, flowing, starry hair. She walks towards you. There is a smile. Kind of holds out a hand to yours. I'm sorry it's been so long since I reached out to you, Sybil. But you are beyond my reach. Trapped in his embrace. I did not reject you, if that is what you think. He simply blocked my influence. I would never turn my back on you. I chose you for a reason. And you're already helping others. Others that I chose. As I knew you would.
I think, oh, it's been so long. Sybil just
Mhm.
probably has her head
Yeah.
down, but is like nodding to indicate that she's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will continue to try to help where I can.
You are doing so much already, and I know that now you have been drained of much of your power, much of the gift that I gave you. But I still have more I can give. Kind of like holds your hand, kind of takes it and then places her other one on top. I know you fear the task I gave you, But I think that you have the right idea. Going there now would be dangerous, not only for you, but for everyone around you. You need to regain your strength, and that will take time. But while you do that, you have your friends. And as you go, I will do what I can to grant you more. I know you worry, but I know you won't fall into his hands again. Just be careful not to fall onto a path of vengeance. It only leads to suffering. And whilst if you choose to make that decision, I cannot stop you. Just know that I would not wish it. That's all I ask. But I will never take back the gifts that I have given you.
I don't want him to be able to do what he did to me to anyone else ever again.
And you're already preventing him from doing so. You've helped Ezra. Another one of my chosen. And I'm sure you will find more. I can help you find more. She kind of presses your hand a little tighter, and when she lets go, you turn your palm over and you see a new rune on your hand. A gift. It will help you see what is unseen.
Thank you.
She smiles, and as you're perhaps trying to think of the next thing to say, you start to hear it's strange, kind of off to one side, often near the edge of this space. You hear what sounds like someone like knocking on a wall, kind of just like a quiet banging. And you hear a muffled voice calling out. You can't quite make out what it's saying. Continue your journey. Help your friends find more of my chosen. And you will be on the right path. There is no... Magic is not a linear being. The weave is wild and mystical and works in mysterious ways. You will find your way to your destiny, whatever path it takes. Know that whatever path you choose to take, it will be the right one for you.
All right. Okay.
Rest well. You've earned it. And the vision kind of slowly starts to fade, but that banging still kind of persists as the vision starts fading. You hear a voice calling out. You almost hear your own name, but it's still more muffled. You're not sure. And then the vision closes. Astra, As you rest, you dream.
Oh no.
You dream of
Oh no.
the stars high above. You open your eyes and you see them all around. But then you look off to the distance to where you'd see the horizon. And you do see a horizon, but it's strange. Where the sky meets the sea, it's one and the same. You see the sky of stars, but you also see an ocean of stars too. You see beaches of lavender sand, and you see structures, buildings, castles made of crystals. You take all of this in slowly, and you realize you are being held in the arms of someone you can't quite make out. You realize that you're very small. This must be when you were a baby, a time that you don't remember. You look up at this figure and you can't quite make them out. Their face is blurry. You can see a smile. And then you drift, kind of holds you out, and you kind of start drifting through the air around this space. You kind of are able to fly high above the ocean of stars. You're able to kind of look around and see this kingdom for what it is. Beautiful in its own way. As small wings flow behind you. That's it. What am I going to pick on next, huh? Veldren. You continue your notes and kind of continue writing. You finish most of them for the night, and you have a couple more that you'll finish in the morning. You settle into rest. You as a drow, not sleeping, but instead, instead trancing, much like Aridia does. You trance, and again, you don't really dream, but you think about what Sal told you about magic and the weave, and how you have all the knowledge, but the know-how is still somewhat beyond you. At least somewhat. That's not your own fault. It's just an unfortunate situation for yourself. But you think about the magic that you know, the runes that you have. You almost see them in your mind, kind of creating your own dream of runes. And you start focusing on them more, focusing on how they perhaps could be harnessed. Kind of going through the motions, kind of almost feeling the runes along your arms and your skin, and kind of going through the motions as you pick up a few more things magically. But yeah, it's kind of a dream of your own design, your own mind palace. What would Veldren's mind palace look like?
I think that Veldren would see it as... It would be the cistern, but it would be like from floor to ceiling bookshelves and everything, of just different writers and different scientists and even different like mythological like stories that he's read. It's almost as like a compartmentalized area of every book he's ever read. But in the cistern where his group lies all of the time, that very much stone underground kind of area, and him just kind of almost sorting through the books, and also just like possibly even just future titles and maybe even papers that he's written himself.
Yeah, you would see all of that, and kind of some of the notes that you have written kind of float out and into your hand, and you're able to read the spells that you've learnt so much about. And yeah, you just sort of almost feel that knowledge coming to you, almost picturing other spellcasters you've seen in your mind, almost trying to imitate it and create those spells. Yeah, as that's how you spend your trance. Ooh, which one of the siblings do I want to pick on first? Tom, you're a slower. You're a slower. I saw the Aridia hand goes first. Bishop, as you're kind of sitting, you don't sleep because you can't, but you sit and you wait as the time passes, looking at the barn. And you kind of blink, and as you do, 1 second the barn is there, the next you're in a dark space. You're in some sort of cave, perhaps? The only thing that illuminates it is a light at the center. And it illuminates the walls somewhat. You see almost like rigid shapes going up into a ceiling that you can't see. But in the center, you see a singular glowing flame that seems to shift colors, sometimes blue, sometimes white, sometimes black. And as you approach, it turns somewhat green. Have you ever seen the soul of a dragon? You turn, you see your patron, but she's dressed a little differently. Instead of her black and gold armor, she wears a sort of long, flowing silk dress, black and gold still. Her hair is down. She looks tired. And she kind of holds out a hand. Come, let me show you.
Take her hand.
Yeah. It's cold. It's strange. But it's cold, but it's strangely warm at the same time. Much like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But she takes you closer to the flame, and it doesn't burn hotter, but the light is brighter. And again, it kind of shifts between these colors. This is my soul. It's trapped here. She kind of looks up around the space that she's in. It's almost like a large, like, as you're kind of in the center now and you can see a little more, it's almost like a kind of oval, like dome shape. Almost like draconic scales up the sides, kind of ridging into the stone. kind of sits on the floor and gestures for you to do the same.
He'll sit.
Mm-hmm.
And in Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but it feels familiar. Like it's a I don't know how to describe it, but like
it's part of you.
yeah.
That's because it is. The flame flickers to a green, and you do then feel that warmth. When I raised you from that grave, I gave you part of my soul. Our souls intertwined so that you could live again. Because I needed your help. I've given you some of my limited energy that I have recollected and regained over several hundred years. And you look again, and in the firelight, she's young and like beautiful, but at the same time, she's thin, and like you can see her cheekbones kind of, which before her face was a lot more kind of rounded out, a lot healthier, but now she looks almost weak and feeble, but still beautiful to look at, kind of almost graying skin, long flowing black hair. She kind of almost just like leans her head on your shoulder, kind of looking into the flame. You have done very well. I wasn't quite sure who would assist me in this task, but I'm glad it's you. It's strange that fate chose siblings, but I suppose they always do have a way of things, those fates. Siblings to siblings.
Siblings?
Yes. She kind of looks up to you. I have a brother. He's the one who trapped me here.
I'm so sorry.
He ruled a great kingdom, our kingdom, at least what was left of it when our parents left, when they were no longer around, when we had to leave our homeworld in the great beyond and come
That's
here.
what that was.
Yes. The dragons came to Aegis long, long time ago. We are not native to this plane. We come from a place far gone. But we set roots here, and the people welcomed us. They were very kind to us. But over time, my brother, as the older sibling, assumed position of rulership as our parents were not around to take the throne of this new kingdom. I, of course, allowed him to do so until his leadership led to unrest and unhappiness among these people. A mixture of both our own and those native to the lands we came to. He was forced to step down from his position, and I was the next in line. I sought to settle these issues. He was too afraid to do what needed to be done, and I was not. I've seen what destroys a kingdom. I've seen what destroys a world, and that's a weakness. And unfortunately, my brother was weak. Is still weak. But when he did not agree with what I chose for our people as its elected leader, he challenged me, as is every dragon's right. The leader would whoever won the battle would rule and would choose the direction of this kingdom. But he cheated. Instead of killing me as he should have to settle the duel, he instead trapped me here, siphoned away my power so I could not escape, left me here to rot for hundreds of years. He is a cruel man, despite what many of his followers would tell you. I'm sure he's spread many horrible lies about myself among our people, trying to paint himself as some great hero. Well, we're going to set that right. You and I. She kind of smiles at you. Now that we know how to find what we need, soon I'll be able to be free. And then we can finish our duel the way it's supposed to.
No one deserves to be in a cage.
No.
I kind of just like lean a head down, like gently resting it on hers. It's warm.
I'm glad. I'm glad I can share this warmth with you. My power is still somewhat limited. I've used so much of it to bring you back and to communicate with you up until this point, but I spread myself a little too thin, got a little too carried away. So I may have to leave the further decisions up to you. I will be able to guide you in times of need, but physical manifestation is perhaps not the best idea for a while. At least not until I'm stronger again.
That's understandable. We at least have our next destination, so...
We do. I was able to uncover some of the locations of the pieces. There's one here in Gloria somewhere. There's one... There was one that was on a ship, but the ship has been destroyed. It was there, but something's happened to it, and I can't quite place it now. It was very recent, though.
If it was
Another...
maybe it...
Sunken ship.
Sunken.
Destroyed. No doubt part of some great pirate's loot.
Or...
Another, unfortunately, lies in the hands of a good friend of yours.
I mean, I don't have many friends.
Hmm. Friend might be putting it lightly, darling.
Oh. Him.
Hmm. Yes. No surprise that they would give one to someone who's lived that long. I knew of him when I was walking the plains. He's been around a long time. Perhaps you might have gotten off on the wrong foot with him, but he might understand if you can talk to him.
I'll certainly try.
That's all we can do. Try and succeed. Because there can be no failure.
I understand. There won't be.
That is good to hear. I know I have been stern with you, but I know I've chosen the right person. She kind of places an arm around your shoulder. You spend kind of another minute or so just looking into the flames. And then you blink again and you are back staring at the barn, as if you never left. Aridia!
Ah! Sorry.
Last but
I'm
not
just
least.
I'm just having a happy good time over here.
Yeah.
Unmark yourself safe now. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Your
No
guys'
one's safe.
dick.
No one's safe from the dreams.
Wait, I made it longer than any of y'all.
You settle in for the night, and you go into your trance, and you're trancing for a while. The kind of your 4 hours goes by, and then you're awake again. When you do wake up, you said you went. Did you go back to the? I'm trying to remember. Are you in the barn, or did you go back to the house?
I'm in the barn because I was
You're in the barn.
worried about my
Yeah.
full wins.
You do so, and as you kind of open your eyes, you see kind of walking towards you through the barn. You see a man dressed in platinum armor,
Mhm.
dark skin, military cut hair, cut short, kind of a buzz cut. He carries a beautiful platinum sword. The armor is engraved with draconic scales emblazoned with the symbol that you know all too well as the symbol of Bahamut.
Mhm. Oh
Tom,
no.
I love you.
I'm
Please.
locked in. I'm locked in, B.
Um, he approaches you. So, she has seen the artifact now. She knows where to find the pieces.
I figured we needed all the help that we could get to find the pieces.
Yes. Like I said, our goals will align for a time. And then, well, I truly don't know what will happen. Aridia, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
You have been through a lot with Bishop, your brother. You lost your home. You traveled far. Were reunited in somewhere new. If you were faced with a horrible decision, if Bishop turned on you, would you have it in you to kill him? Would you raise your sword against him and put him to rest permanently?
So many people have died to protect it. Both by my hand and in sacrifice. I've given everything to protect it. If I had to, I would.
Kind of nods. It is a very difficult decision to make. One I was unfortunately not strong enough to make myself. Perhaps. Please continue.
Showing mercy wasn't a weakness. They were your family.
I dishonored the ways of our people. I was cowardly. We had a way of doing things, and I tried to change that. And that's only led to catastrophe. Will lead to more catastrophe if certain things come to pass, but sometimes catastrophe can't be prevented as much as we try to. Or perhaps we misunderstand, and there is no catastrophe to begin with. Perhaps it is a blessing. Well, thank you for answering my question. Have you considered my offer? If it is not the time, if you are not ready, that is fine. My offer will remain until you are ready. There is no pressure to push this path further if you are not ready.
There's a moment of hesitation.
Mm-hmm. If you are not ready for more of my power, that is understandable. There are many who would take it without thinking. But if you are ready, I will bestow it, but only when you think you are ready. I will not force it upon you.
I will pull my sword out and I will kind of like put it into the ground and like kneel in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And without looking up, like just staring at the hilt, Aridia kind of just starts talking.
Show me is a path to retribution. Grant me the power to protect. Bless me with wisdom to know our enemies and how best to end them. take my oath to you without regret or reservation. I swear to walk the path of retribution. I will feel no fear. I shall carry your wisdom and power with dignity, faith, and trust until the life you have gifted me leaves my body. I, Aridia Dracum, will be your blade until my last breath.
And I'll look up at the end.
He smiles. Then you are ready. And just places a hand on your shoulder, gives it a squeeze, and you feel magic flow through his arm and into your shoulder, across your whole body. You feel that warm feeling as your strength in all ways, physically, mentally, grows. As you feel, even when his hand is removed, you still feel that hand there.
Mm-hmm.
A connection, a bond through the oath that you have just made. You will do great things, Aridia. Far greater than I.
She'll just kind of stand and sheath her sword.
When you kind of resheath your sword, you kind of just stands and waits.
Nope, we're not asking the question I thought of.
You want to ask questions?
Nope!
No?
Not the one I thought of.
Okay. Tomorrow, you will set off on the next stage of your journey. As will he. But I know that whilst you walk this path together, one day it may divert. And I know that you will be ready if and when it does. I will always be there to guide you, should you need it.
If that is where our paths lead, so be it.
Onwards to the stars. And he will. There is a. It's the middle of the night, but you hear a fluttering of birds inside the barn somewhere as they leave a nest and go out through a window just loudly, kind of distracting you for a moment. When you look back, he's gone.
Oh, I legit just did this in the middle of the barn. I was not sleeping.
Nope. No one else woke up. So
Okay,
you're good.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just
but
awkward
yeah.
eye contact with people.
You all get your rests, and when you awake, you all level up to level 4.
Yay!
We did it, gang! Level 4, baby!
You made it!
Hell yeah. I know we've gone a little late, but I'm just gonna wrap things up real quick. We can come back to some, if people want to have little conversations in the morning, we can come back to them, but I'm just gonna do a little wrap up thing, just so we can get the session wrapped up, because I know it's late. Sorry we've gone late again. I apologize. But yeah, you guys awake in the morning. Some conversations are had, some notes are exchanged, but ultimately you are ready to set off on the next stage of your journey as you leave the small town of Ambercrest behind. And as you set off on your journey heading towards Mistral City, we're going to stay with Ambercrest for a little bit. A couple of days go by. Life seems relatively normal. A few members of the town remain missing. It's quiet. And then 3 days after you've left, a group of 10 soldiers arrive, led by a figure dressed in all black, a black cloak flowing behind them, a almost like Kylo Ren style helmet over their face. They enter through the gate, and one of the townsfolk approach. If this were a movie, we would see Sparkle kind of in the distance, kind of just like hiding, watching what's going on, not wanting to be seen. At their side, they carry a wicked-looking sword with a kind of engraved hilt. The blade seems to be made of a black obsidian, kind of rough around the edges. It's not cut smoothly like a regular blade, almost like it's cut straight from rock. I want it. The figure is approached by a couple of the townspeople. They look to them. You were sent from the city. You've come finally. The figure looks to them, and their voice, the helmet, kind of morphs the voice a little bit, almost changing it. As it comes out in a kind of deep tone, way too deep for a human figure. The casters that were here, where are they now? That's the thing, my lord. They have escaped. Do you know where they were going? Well, I imagine they must have been heading in the direction of the city. I suppose that is the natural route that they would take from here. Just walks past them as soon as they say that. Just walks straight past them, as they don't seem to have anything. Steps into the tavern where we see Hazel is working. She kind of looks up and it's like, oh, hello. I don't think I've met you before, unless the commander's got a funky new helmet. Sir, welcome. Figure just walks over. She kind of awkwardly rambles, stands in front of her. The casters that were here, where did they go? They stayed here, so you must have heard things. I don't know. Truly, I don't. There was someone here. They stayed for a while, and then they were taken below, as they always are. That's all I know. Kind of, the figure looks at her for a few moments, and then he stomps his foot, and a golden circle forms around them on the ground, sigils all around between the two of them. I gave you the chance to be honest with me. Now you don't have a choice. Tell me, where did they go? She takes a moment. She realizes as the magic takes hold of her, this zone of truth. Sorry. I'm going to take a drink before I continue this. She stumbles over words as she tries to tell a lie, but she can't. If you remain silent, then I will know that you know something. And I will have other ways of extracting it from you. They took the caster that we captured. They collapsed the tunnel. We haven't seen them in days. They left. They were going towards the city. They took the caster with them. Some other mage woman as well. There were quite a few of them. They should be easy to track. Thank you for your cooperation. There is a flash of movement. And then the obsidian sword is in their hand. Drawn full length. A drip of blood drops off the end of the ragged blade as the dwarf reaches a hand up to her throat and then drops to the ground. The figure turns to the gathered soldiers who are unfazed by this. To Mistral City. We have to find them and return them to the commander. It is our highest priority. That is where we are going to leave the session and where we are going to conclude Arc 1 of Tales of Agius. There will probably be some early morning conversations that will be had at the beginning of next session before we actually hit the road, or we can have them on the road. I just wanted to wrap things up nicely at the end of this session, just so we were all wrapped up with Ambercrest. But yes, that was Ambercrest, baby! Thank you guys for sticking around. I know we've gone a little later than usual. I'm going to try not to make a habit of this. I apologize. But thank you very much for being here and for watching. Thank you to my wonderful players. I'm going to let them do some talking now and introduce themselves and where you can find them, starting with Jay.
Howdy. I was actually going to ask, do you mind if I go first? I also got to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
I'm gonna be real fast. Hello, I'm Daunting Warlock. I make the saddest character servicing on the internet. You can find me at all over every single social media. I got them all. You can find me at That One Warlock. If you go on over there, you'll find a Linktree where you can find my actual play schedule. I'm in so many. There's a lot. I'm a busy bean. But yeah, I'm in actual plays almost every day of the week, and yeah, that's me. I love you. Thank you for being here.
Love your face, Tom. Love you. Now go piss. Go piss. All right.
Go piss,
No,
girl.
good.
Howdy. My name is Jay, also known as Sequo, Sequo, where you can find me at most of my socials, except for Twitter and the Blue Sky. That's Voice of Jaca, Jaca, where you can find my lovely little ramblings. I am not in any other streamed APs at the moment. However, I might have a few plans in the works for this channel and future channels. Who knows? Not me, certainly not me. I don't know. But you can find me here every Wednesday, starting soon every Wednesday. Either playing the wonderful Veldren Filafar, everyone's favorite arcane trickster, or a little bit more southern style Harlem McCann up in there, son. Every other alternating Wednesdays. But that's me.
Amazing. Wonderful. Yeah, you're next. Yeah, mixing things up.
Oh, see, the order was wrong. So my brain was like, I've got time. Yo, what up? I'm Jet, also known as Cospingu on all socials. That's TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Even that Blue Sky app, I'm there. You can find me there. And yeah, you can find me exclusively here every other Wednesday. For Aegis, yeah.
Heck yeah. Abigail.
Hi. Hello.
Had to make sure you were muted.
Yeah. That way they don't have to scratch off that bingo thing. You're not getting bingo through me ever again. And that's a promise. And you can quote me on that. Aside from being here every other Wednesday, soon to be every Wednesday, that's it. I've got lots of stuff in the works. But not much I can talk about yet. But you can find me over under Abigail the Nerd on all socials, and I post random things all the time. So just check it out.
Incredible. And last but certainly not least, we have the wonderful Hans.
Hi, hello, I'm Hans across all social medias. You can find me at HansKate. Kind of outside of that, every other Wednesday, I'm here for Tales of Agius, and then alternating Wednesdays, you can find me over on New Age Geeks for Queer and Present Danger. Beyond that, some stuff kind of like the others will be showing up here now that we're getting into the new year. So some new streams and other projects. That's me.
Ooh, exciting. So many secret projects. I'm so excited. There's so many fun things coming. Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm B. I do the DM thing on this stream. That's me. You can find me here every other Wednesday, DMing Tales of Agius. And then soon we'll find me on the alternating Wednesday in Neurolis playing Ajax, as we will be finally returning February, I believe, is when we are returning. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited. It's gonna be super, super fun. It's gonna be an exciting time. I'm so ready for that. You can also find me tomorrow over on the twitch.tv/Madloon Twitch channel for the, I believe, penultimate episode of Dungeons and Demigods, our Percy Jackson campaign. We are currently in our final arc. It's a good time, it's good fun. Come check it out. It's a wild, exciting time. You can also find me on Error 313, our sci-fi podcast. It is all 8 episodes of the show are out now. Please go check it out. It's audio drama. We're really happy with how it's come out. We have some exciting announcements coming soon about some new stuff regarding that, so check it out. Definitely this month you should pay attention to the Era 313 show socials on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, especially the Instagram. Instagram's a good one to keep an eye on. But yeah, exciting things coming for that. As for other secret projects, I have a few in the works that you may see on this channel soon, with some potentially some new faces, maybe some old faces as well. And yeah, I'm really excited to hopefully announce some fun new stuff coming soon. But that is it from me, and I think that's it from all of us, as it is late because we went over a little bit, but I want to just wrap things up. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. We love your faces. Stay safe out there, and we will see you soon. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.